Hello everyone, it's Sunday again, isn't it? And you know what that means, we got some gold action for you here tonight. And I don't mean that 1980s song either. This is going to be some Formula 1 action here tonight from ALR Gold. And we are here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Traditionally, it's usually the first European race of the season, but that is not tradition this season, isn't it? We have broke tradition, I should say, as we had an incredible race in Holland, the Netherlands, just over a week ago, didn't we? A brilliant race indeed that was. But yet we are back on the more traditional circuit, so to speak, and we're here for the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona. First race held here back in 1991. Goodness me, I was only 2 years old back then, gosh, and I've now grown into such a beautiful, handsome young man. 16 turns around this circuit, 2.8 miles long, and a lap record held by Danny Ricciardo. But in terms of ALR's lap record, it is actually held by our own Emerson, as well as Emerson's, I think he's got a couple of lap records, but this is one of them. 1:19.973 is the lap record held around here at the moment. Of course, it was set by Emerson last season. Is that going to be broken? I think it might be broken, to be honest, because you got to say, these cards are absolutely flying, aren't they, around on this game, and brilliant stuff indeed. Then, before we even get to the comments, let's quickly go for the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And it is a Cookie who is at top of the stands at the moment. He's got a 29-point lead so far over Lights in second position. Lights broke through the glass ceiling last week, didn't he? And got his first ever race win in ALR. It was an absolutely incredible feat, wasn't it? As Lights actually beat Cookie. And I think that's the first time in ALR history that Cookie was beaten on a track. In a track in ALR. Incredible stuff, wasn't it? My goodness me. The world champion Granty is 6 points away from Lights. There is no Lights. There's no Lights in this race tonight, is there? As he is skipping this, so that means that Granty has a potential getting himself back up in this second then. Whatever happens tonight, Cookie will not lose the drivers' championship stand. It will not lose the lead in the driver standings then. We got Granty in third position at the moment then. Total Peace has moved up three positions. He's now up to fourth. Fantastic. Emerson needs a good race here tonight, doesn't he? He's had a very difficult start to the season. This is the most difficult start Emerson has had in his ALR career. He's in fifth position. Dash dropped down 2 positions. Farshot also dropped down a position as well after them two were missing last week. Murphy moving up a position. Alhan moving up 2 positions whilst Milan has dropped down 2 positions. And a lot of goings on, so to speak, in the championship as well. Lost Souls also a big mover last time out as well. He has moved up to top position. The former champion, the first ever champion in ALR, Nigel, is currently down in 16th position there. He's only a position away from the drop zone. And Jonathan Cox, and we'll talk about Jonathan in just a few moments. But Jonathan is also 17th. He is 1 point out of the relegation zone at the moment. My goodness me. In the guys in the drop zone, there's Mumford, Sammy, and Laggy Racer. Then all those guys have got to really pull their socks up, don't they? Otherwise they might be seeing themselves relegated out of gold, which will be very good for any of those 3 drivers, would it? In the constructors standings then, it is still Red Bull with a 39-point lead at the moment, and that is the likes of Laggy and Lights then. We've also got Williams, the defending constructors champion, in third position, with Ferrari in third position as well. AlphaTauri in fourth, and Racing Point have jumped from last to fifth. Fantastic stuff. That's how tightly packed the constructors is this season at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed then, isn't it? Sixth position is the Renault team. Haas has dropped down 3 positions. Mercedes has gone up 1, and we got a yellow flag floating out there just for a jiffy. McLaren and Alfa Romeo 9th and 10th then. So that's all my bits and bobs then. I'm now going to put my feet up and relax then. We're just watching Gordo then, as he is now flying into turn 1 in the Alfa Romeo then. This is Gordo's second race then in ALR, because he had his debut was last week in Netherlands, wasn't it? And he I think he did a fine job actually he's invalidated this time now, as you can see he was trying to take a bit of a wider corner entry into turn 4, but that's not in the rules there. Of course, we are a lot more stringent on the ODA track limits. Laggy Racer, goodness me, he was probably was very concerned about where he was going then. But Laggy Racer, this is only Laggy Racer's second appearance in gold this season. Of course, the full-time Red Bull driver has had a bit of an iffy start, hasn't he? You can see he's had an iffy start to this lap as well, as he's having to pull to the side of the track as well. Cookie, who's in the Alpha Tari now then, coming over turn 9 in. It's a cracking turn 9 is, isn't it? Look at the heat haze coming off of the tarmac. Incredible, isn't it? Let's take a quick look at the in the comments as well. Jonathan saying good evening, Sean, happy 50th race to be there. Yeah, Jonathan's at 50th race in half a century. We'll talk more about that when he is on screen, which I'll keep an eye out for him in just a moment's time. He's currently in the pits at the moment. Emerson saying best of luck, guys. We've also got Men at Work saying hello from Stereogram as well, as of course Stereogram is a part of the bronze lineup, isn't he? Cookie goes a fast amount. He's done a 14, and that's already quicker than last season's pole position by some margin as well. Impressive start then. Here comes and talking of last year's pole position, then it's we're just watching PZ. Yeah, in terms of last year's pole position, it was a 117 there, which was set by Granty. Well, we're already 3 seconds in underneath that already. Incredible stuff, isn't it? How quick these cars are this season is absolutely frightening. It really is, isn't it? The all-time lap record is actually set by Jochen as well, 17 flat. Well, we've already broke that as well, so incredible. Wow. Well, I've got to say then, they've really blown themselves out of the water. Impressive stuff. Pease has now gone up in the second fast one. We've got a Alfa Romeo coming through the final turns. Well, that is Milan. Milan has currently been on pole position the last 2 races, hasn't he, in China and in Netherlands as well. He has been very much on top form, hasn't he, so far? Does he go get a hat-trick here tonight? Wow, as he flies past me. Now, I've got to say, the debutant at Milan is doing a cracking season so far, isn't he? He's doing an absolutely tremendous season, isn't he? To say the least then. Who else have we got out there? We got Droff Fast there, who's also returning to the cockpit as well. Mr. Elite there is on an outlap as well. I think that Laggy Racer, is he going for another attempt? Well, he would be, but he's invalidated this lap, and I think that's unfortunate there for Laggy Racer. He's going to have to come back in the pits and reassess his position then. Far shot then is down the back straight in as well. So for traditional circuits, it's very odd, isn't it, to have a long straight into turn 1, is it? Of course, it's one of the longest. Oh my goodness me, far shot. Cool. I thought he was. Of course, it's very perilous on the outside turn 2, isn't it? That's usually where we see a lot of action. Remember last season, Jonathan, I think this was Jonathan's best race, wasn't it, in terms of pace? But my goodness me, unfortunately, it just didn't come to fruition, did it? He had a puncture with just a couple of laps to go, didn't he? And that allowed Emerson to swoop in and take the victory. It was an impressive victory nonetheless for Emerson, wasn't it? And also Farshot, who finished second as well then. So Jonathan hoping that don't come to fruition here tonight. It's quite a special track, this is, for Jonathan. He seems to do very well around it, doesn't he? So it's quite fitting it's his 50th Grand Prix start here tonight, isn't it? Laggy Racer, hello again. Hello Laggy, hope you're having a lovely day today. Sam, good luck. All gutted I couldn't come tonight then. Of course, Sam is usually in the house there, unfortunately not in the field at the moment, is he? So just on board Mr. Elite then, as he is coming up to the very fast turn 9. Lovely stuff there from Elite. As Dan Murphy has joined, he'll be starting from the back of the field as a Laggy. Oh goodness me, Laggy is off the track. He's off the tarmac, and it's Lost Souls there has got a real problem there. I'm not sure why he's weaving back and forward like that, but Laggy, oh goodness me, of course that's the part of the old circuit, wasn't it? Back in '94 is the last time I used that, I think. Goodness me, well, Laggy is gone. He is our second retiree in qualifying. Of course, Dan who didn't start qualifying, so he's at the back of the field, and looks like Laggy is going to be joining him, and that is a big shame for Laggy, isn't it? Goodness me, and that is such a shame then. And now just on board Jonathan and yeah, so this is Jonathan's 50th Grand Prix start, isn't it? Made his debut back in as Emerson set the fastest lap of the qualifying session so far. Jonathan made his debut back in Brazil of season 1, and listen to this is an incredible start. I love it. He has not missed a single ALR gold race since he made his debut. No one else could say that in the history of ALR, so fantastic stuff. Since his debut back in Brazil, and we've had 50 races since then, and that's why Jonathan is on 50 now. So that's absolutely immense stuff. So really good stuff there from the British Italian driver. And just taking a look at his stats overall. So I've lost him. Oh yeah, of course. He's got his career points tally is 367 points there. He has won 2 Grand Prix, hasn't he, in his ALR career? Jonathan Lassie is of course the record holder of 9 pole positions in ALR. Remember, he's also a record holder of most pole positions in a single season, and that is 7 as well. So lovely stuff indeed there for Jonathan. Very much a one lap, very good on the old qualifying session, but he's a bit on the back foot this season, which we've heard earlier on there. He's had 14 podiums in his career, one fastest lap. He has had 4 drivers of the days as well there for Jonathan then, so it's a historic day there, and very well celebrating there from the British Italian driver car 25 in the McLaren. And so yep, good stuff indeed there from Jonathan, and I think it's definitely worth mentioning that as well. And he's the quickest driver to ever get to 50 race starts as well in ALR. So yep, so definitely that was definitely worth a shout, isn't it? Lost Souls, a lovely helmet there as well. Of course, the American flag there. He is coming into the pits now as well. Nigel's out on track at the moment. Alhan is out there as well, but he's having an opposite lock there, isn't he? And we've also got Tichy out there as well. He's on a he's going to have to go again though, unfortunately, isn't he? I'm just taking a look to see who Haas is out there, so I think I see a Haas. It is a Haas, and who is, which Haas is it? I think it's Captain Infinity. It is Captain Infinity. Captain Infinity is also making his second appearance. He did race in China, didn't he? Unfortunately, had a DNF there, and he raced with the Williams team, I believe. Didn't know, sorry, with the AlphaTauri team. So now he's in the Haas team tonight as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And as I quickly get rid of all these notifications, so let me quickly get back to the Oda comment, shall we, as well, as I've been waffling away. Oh, it's infinity there, almost went into infinity and beyond. Goodness me. We have got Ayrton saying, hello, beautiful. I'm not sure if he's talking about me or someone else there, because I'm a bit beyond the comments there, but it could be about me, because I have conditioned my hair today. So Captain Infinity going through turn 9 as well. Dan is saying, how are you, Ginger? Found new respect for you doing comms on your own, mate. I gotta say, to be honest, I think the only reason why they do make me do comms on my own, because I've got a lot of hot air, and really I need to otherwise if I don't do comms on my own, then I'm really just going to be full of conversation and no one really wants to listen to me. We've got Captain Infinity coming into the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. Gavin has said good evening, Sean. Good evening, Gavin, hope you're well. Got also him saying good luck, everyone, as well. Blair's has said hello. We've also got Grant saying hello, my husband. Let's hope there's no glitch as well, and also having a lovely dab as well. Captain Infinity is 2 seconds off the pace there, isn't he? Alhan is just gone 8 fast as well at the moment. They're going through thick and fast now. Murphy is in his car. Goodness me! Murphy has just entered in the back door, and he is in his car. I didn't expect that. So he's really put me in my place, hasn't he? Where I said he retired from the session. Nigel there getting an opposite lock there, isn't he? On the Mercedes there, having a tough old season, Nigel is, isn't he? But I gotta say, fair play to the man who's so used to being at the front of the field there to really hammering at it. A lot of drivers like me would have we'll call it a day by now, really, because yeah, Nigel is very used to being at the front, and this is his worst start to the season in ALR history from his career stats point of view. But goodness me, he's still coming into the sessions every week, and I got to say, hats off. So really, yeah, that is a really good stuff indeed. And Dan then at the moment then is I think he's starting his time now, isn't he? So we'll leave him to it for now, because Grant is also starting his time as well. So there's a lot of action out there at the moment. And Tichy 7 seconds out. We'll come back to Dan actually. Yep. So we hope there's no any connections issues while there, but we'll soon find out. Ricky, as Rick has just said, "Hoi, hello, Ricky." Rick, I hope you're well and enjoying the Facebook stream there as well, as he's just watching Dan Murphy on a hot lap at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed. Then we have got Energetic saying the practice is real for me. Then as Energetic said, might be feeling a bit of the pinch there as he goes into the bronze race on Tuesday, I believe it is, as Murphy goes through turn 9 as well. Jonathan Cox confirming it's a dry race. Darren saying evening all and good luck. Laggy is hating this racer. As Codemasters can't make a game to save our lives. Oh goodness me. As Sam is saying, stop playing it. Oh dear. And Murphy is off the course. Oh dear. And that's not good at all, is it, for Dan Murphy? And I'm just looking on the replay now, and yeah, he just got a bit too happy there, didn't he? And on the Oda throttle, but it looks like that's such a shame now for Dan Murphy, isn't it? And he is going the wrong way. Granty has gone full fast as well there. Yeah, look at that. Then he touched the curb, didn't he? Just have a look at it third time around. I'm speaking so much rubbish here tonight, but yeah, Murphy got on the curb there and it just went around there. Goodness me, these cars are very awkward at times, aren't they? And as Darren is saying, I've not missed a race, nor won one, in fact, then. As Emerson's retired from the session. No, you haven't, Darren. I think you've been in every single silver race there has been as well. So that's also a good feat as well, which I'll definitely, I think that, how many silver races we had now? I think we're up to 25, haven't we? Something like that. As just watching Lost Souls, a beautiful brake disc glowing there as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. I've lost my front wing in every single ALR race so far. I hope that one, hopefully it won't continue there. I love that start. That's a great start there. From Gordon, love it. As we've also got Chucky saying good evening, Ginger. Hello, Chucky. Hope you're having a lovely day as well. We've only got 4 minutes. We've only got 4 minutes left in this session now, and I've been waffling away as Lost Souls goes at full fast mode now, a tenth of a second in front of his teammate as well. Well, not anymore though, because Milan has gone into third fast. A much better time then for Milan as well. We got a couple of drivers who aren't set of times yet so far. Murphy is back in the pits. Farf looks like he's still swimming at the moment as well. We got Brandon, who is on a lap now as well in the Red Bull. I believe this is Darren's full debut in gold. Well, sorry, his debut in gold. I think he raced in silver in Vietnam a week or two ago, didn't he? And so Brandon there is having a taste of gold here tonight as well. Then good stuff indeed. Then and just as Gurman has said, good evening. Hello, Gurman. I hope you're having a lovely day as well. Then it's great to see a lot of the drivers there from gold, silver, and bronze there. Really coming into the stream as well. Brandon, a good time there from the Red Bull driver. Lovely stuff indeed. That he moves himself up into a much more competitive 13th position there. Good stuff for Brandon there. And only 4 tenths a second away from the former champion of Nigel. Here comes Jonathan then, as we've mentioned already, that he's been the star of the stream for this first part of qualifying, hasn't he? With us like listening down his accolades and his stats. So yeah, Jonathan, and hopefully he can get himself out of 17th, because like Nigel, this is statistically Jonathan's worst season so far in ALR. Farshot is retired from the session, then he is in the pitch. Jonathan struggling to get that car through turn 9. The understeer on that car was definitely real, wasn't it? Second sector there, he is 2 tenths of a second up there, almost 3 tenths, and that should get him in front of Alhan, and will it get him in front of Mr. Elite? Well, it might get him in front of Farshot, but I don't think Mr. Elite though, it's on a cracking start to the season, isn't he, Mr. Lee? It's brilliant stuff indeed there. In terms of time, unfortunately, his actual point scorers, he scored out from in the last 3 rounds, actually, Mr. Lee. Also very good stuff indeed there. Into the pits comes Jonathan then, as he's abandoned his lap. Then Brandon is still on track. We've got Murphy, who's having another bite of the cherry as well. Then he's done 2 minutes in this lap. Then I don't think that this is Murphy's proper lap. Exile, of course, will not be in qualifying. Of course, as Exile will not be in qualifying because he's got some family over, and as he said, they won't go. so there you go. Farf is also on that lap as well. I think there he is in the background. Look at how much curbage Dan Murphy takes. Well, Granty has left the session. That's not good, is it, for the champion? Granty needs to get himself back in here pronto if he doesn't want to have any issues going into qualifying too. Murphy is out on track. Granty is safe in terms of the qualifying lap, though. I don't think the track evolution is going to be too apparent. Tichy is out on track. Gordo and Brandon are staying in the pits, and they need to think about coming out fairly soon. Laggy, of course, out of the race after coming to Cropper up the top of the circuit in turn 9 as well. Then, as we're on board then with Murphy once again. Then, oh, he's in foul this time. Murphy, it's going to be 1 done, isn't it? Here, oh goodness me, then that's not good at all for Murphy. And Murphy has really put himself on the back foot here. We're on board with the Ferrari of Farf. Then it was drop fast behind Murphy, not Farf. That is not good at all, is it? So Farf on the lap as well, then. And well, Farf could have time for one more run, and we're on board with the Ferrari at the moment. And I've got to say, it's probably one of the nicest sounding cars, isn't it? And we're getting very squirrely on the rear there, isn't it? Granty is back in the session then. So a big sigh of relief then for the champion, of course, Granty, and all his fans out there as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. As Farf is coming down to the second split time, so he's done a 55 there. Lovely stuff indeed then. As Ayrton said, it's obviously about you. I just want you to say it against me. As I will say it against you, Ayrton. Hello, beautiful. As Farfred climbing over the curves as well. Then we've also got Camero Racer saying hi, all, hi, Sean. Hello, Camero. Hope you're well. Then of course he had a big old shunt, didn't he, Camero Racer in the Netherlands, didn't he? Goodness me, it's a Farf. It's only 16. That's goodness me. That's quite shocking, isn't it? Murphy is back out on track as well. We've got also Captain Infinity's having another go as well. Exile, of course, is out and all up then, so XR is on a lap, and maybe we can see XR also sneaking his way through as well, but there's a lot of big names in the drop zone. One of them is this man here, Dan Murphy, the man who finished third in the championship in season 1. His best season was definitely season 2. He had 3 pole positions to his name, Murphy. That's his name. We're on board with the racing point there. Looking back as well, lovely stuff indeed then. Infinity's on track. We've also got Titchy out there as well. He's done 3 laps though on those soft tyres, and they're going to be well past their best, aren't they? And now XL coming through the far turn. He has made it, XL. So here we go. We've got all 20 cars giving it a good old scrap out there as well. Clumping the curve at the moment, Murphy is in. And into the Mickey Mouse chicane, accelerates over. He needs to be his oh, that's happened to Murphy. I think he's lost power. He's lost power in the racing point. Oh, goodness me. This is a huge shock for Murphy. He is out of qualifying. Oh, goodness me then. And Captain Infinity is also invalidated this time, and he is out of qualifying as well. Exil's on an lap moment. What about Farf? Gordo is coming through. I'm not sure if he's on an outlap or not, but Mr. Elite has retired from the session end, but he is safe then. What about Farf? And Farf comes through as well. He hasn't improved either. And I think that that's it then. Farf is out of qualifying. Murphy is out of qualifying as well. Captain Infinity is well off the track there, and that's not good at all, is it? XR then, we're on board with XR at the moment, and as he is coming up. Oh goodness, we're taking a lot of curves and a lot more curve as well. Wow, using more of the track than we've rented here tonight, goodness me. And now into turn 13, 14 and 15 as well. Not taking too much curve is there. I've got to say the 15 is such a horrible corner, isn't it? Here's 91 though. Oh goodness, he comes out the final turn, and he's 16th then. Oh, and XR is 16th then in this qualifying session as well. Gordo is through the qualifying 2, fantastic. Farf is 2 tenths a second up. I think Farf can have another bite of the cherry as well. I don't think Dan can though, so we're on board with Infinity as well. He's 4 seconds off the pace, and Farf is 3 tenths a second up. That should get him through. Gordo might be looking over his shoulder at this stage of proceedings as well then, and so it's between Gordo and Farf, I believe, and the two Italian teams. Well, if you think about it anyway, but I think that Alfa Romeo is technically Swedish, isn't it? No, then Switzerland. Goodness me, what am I talking about? I'm talking all kinds of rubbish. Of course, formerly the Sauber team, and Farf. Goodness me, then the back end was going to Sweden as well, wasn't he? And Farf back over the line, and Farf is also out qualified as well. Remember Murphy slowed down. I think that's a fuel-related problem there for Farf. He is out of qualifying. Farf is wow, that's absolutely shocking. That's shocking there for Farf, isn't it? Gordo has made it through in the qualifying too. Fantastic effort there from the Alfa Romeo driver. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Wow. And I gotta say, there were some big surprises in that qualifying session, wasn't there? Listen to these names that are out of qualifying. There are some big names in the ALR history books. It is now unfortunately going to be sitting on the sideline with me. Goodness me. Just watching Gordo as well as I had to take a breath there. Gordo's damaged the end plate as well. Lovely shot of the grass hill there. Beautiful stuff indeed then. I think that was where Alonso retired in 2008, wasn't it, or 9, and he threw his gloves up into the old grandstands. Emerson fast there, but by a whisker. And we also got Milana in there as well once again. Then Milana showing he's got some real pace then. Out of qualifying, Laggy Racer. Of course, Laggy Racer has been in a handful of races, only in ALR. Goodness me. Murphy out of qualifying as well. That's a shock, isn't it? He had problems there, didn't he, on his quick lap, and it's really he's out of qualifying. Captain Infinity out of qualifying as well. Farf out of qualifying, and Exile as well. Goodness me, there's a lot of names that I didn't expect to be in the hat of being losing out of qualifying. One gracious, no, I wasn't expecting that at all. Then just going back up to the top there as well. Look at less than 10 for second separates Emerson, Cookie, and Milan. Then once again, then that's going to be a fantastic battle, isn't it, at the front then for who's going to be on pole position. So far this season, it's been only them three that have been holding that pole spot. Lovely. As we got Blair's Gordo saying your time is fast. I think it's always fast. I need to remember that, don't I? I always get excited and just always forget about it. We've also got Jonathan Cox 7 tenths and ran out of fuel there, so that's unfortunate for Jonathan, but he's still into qualifying too, so it isn't all bad, is it? Lovely. We've also got Gordo saying invalidate my lap twice now, but he is still, but don't worry about that, you're still through into qualifying too. Brilliant, 7 did that. Grant, he's got an error, so hopefully he can get back in. Well, he is back in, but I'm not sure if he's in it. We'll find out in a minute. We've also got Goodison got blocked by Captain Infinity's AI there. That's not good at all. Troy saying hopefully a good race. Of course, Troy, who drove last week, didn't he? In 2 races in silver and bronze. I never got to say he had a great bronze, didn't he? And we got on a pole position, didn't he? As Gordo is coming out of the pits as well. And oh goodness me, Jonathan has swooping through on the inside. Then I know that may not have been as tight as what I thought it was, but goodness me, that felt really tight. As at 25 is Jonathan there. Of course, they got the famous red, white, and green helmet colours there, isn't it? Of course, for his home country there, Jonathan is as well. Lovely. I've also got Brandon saying took a gamble for a new setup there, and I think it's paid off nicely there for Brandon there, because he is into qualifying 2 absolutely nicely indeed then. Just on board on job for then, so he's on an outlap and then. Of course, we're in qualifying 2 then, so it's Jonathan Vade time, but don't worry about that, that is just an outlap. So we're into qualifying 2 then, so this means then that whoever gets into qualifying 3 must start on the tyres, which they set their fastest time on, of course. I know you get bored of me saying this all the time, but we do have new viewers, as far as I believe anyway, that might be tuning in, and might be wondering what is going on in what is going on. And well, what is going on is we are trying to line up the top 10, and we're also trying to whittle it down to 10 cars as well, with 5 of the slowest runners in this qualifying session will be out of qualifying, but they have to navigate themselves through into qualifying 3 on a potentially a slower tyre, and that's what Jonathan's going to do right now. He's on the medium tyre. That is a better tyre in terms of race strategy than the soft tyre, as the soft tyre will degrade quicker, won't it? So it's a quicker tyre, but it's not as durable as the medium tyre. The medium is, of course, it's the medium step in between the soft and hard tyres as well, and of course that's as clear as mud, isn't it? It's clear as mud. So just coming up into the first sector as well, he's done 21-1 there, Jonathan Hans there, and remember he was on a pole position last season. No, it wasn't. It was Granty, wasn't it? I think it was the season before where Jonathan was on pole position in season 2, wasn't it? It was a brilliant lap as well for Jonathan, if I remember right. He's had a very good he's in qualifying around here, has been very good, hasn't he? But in the race last season, he was cruelly robbed of a podium and possibly even a win if he didn't have that puncture, didn't he? Oh goodness me! And Jonathan is flipped! He's flipped! He's in the wall! Oh gosh! That's an appalling crash! Oh my goodness me! Oh gosh! And the car's barreled over, and he is upside down. He's in the barrier, and oh goodness me! What way to mark off your 50th start here in ALR? And Jonathan, I gotta say, is upside down. And oh dear, that is a horrific accident out there. My goodness me! And I would say that'll be a red flag in the normal world of Formula 1, but wow, I've got to say, Jonathan does like to celebrate things with a bang, and goodness me, that was a bang and a half, wasn't it? Oh goodness me! But I think Jonathan would be very disappointed at that. Gosh, I think that would have caught him by surprise. Gordo's gone fast amount on the medium tyre. Draw fast is gone at second fast amount there. Jonathan is out of qualifying then, as the close said that even unfortunately, as there is no T cars in Formula 1 anymore either. Yellow flag in sector 1. Jonathan is out of this race, unfortunately, out of the qualifying session, unfortunately, for the British Italian driver. What a shame now for Jonathan after we've been talking about Jonathan's like being on his 50th Grand Prix, but goodness me, that was a shock and a half. Grant has summed it up nicely there, hasn't he? Blimey! Goodness me there. And I gotta say, I'm quite happy that I didn't swear on that, because that was a almighty shunt, wasn't it? Goodness me then. It's meant to be a PG show, but gosh, I could have turned it into a rated R by the end of that, but gosh, Jonathan there went head over heels, unfortunately, and I think that I haven't heard from Jonathan yet. Hopefully he's okay, but he's probably more unhappy about about being out of this qualifying session. Total P's car too coming through, where Jonathan there flipped over and had a big Oda smash indeed there. Jonathan is just off for a concussion assessment then. A good man. Of course, I think that probably exceeded the 20. Is it 20G force before you have to go to a medical centre? Might be something like that, isn't it? But goodness me, I'll probably hit more than 20G. Gosh. Scary old is indeed then, wasn't it? I've got to say, I think that's going to be on the highlight package at the end of the season, isn't it? Because we do like to include some of the spectacular incidents, don't we? Pease has gone fast as Monet. He's done a 15.6 there on the soft compound tyres. Good stuff indeed then. Milan is just coming out of the final turn as well, as he's starting this out as well. Farshaw, the other McLaren, is still in qualifying at the moment, and you can see, look how much curb he's taking. He's done a 21.3 at the moment as well then. As as Darren might have sprained his thumb, Granty. So yeah, there's a lot of concern there by the looks for the man who started his 50th Grand Prix race today. And I gotta say then is hopefully Jonathan could do something spectacular from 15th on the grid here today. Fire shot coming through turn at 9 as well then, and you can see as keeping it well within the track limits as well. As Ayrton's quoted the famous FIFA line from Jeff Sterling, bad injury, but he should be able to carry on there. Yeah, good stuff indeed there from Ayrton. So we're just on board then with Fire Shot as well. And he is now coming into the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. Lovely over-the-shoulder shot here with Fire Shot. I love this camera angle as well. Of course, there has been slightly robbed of his dramaticness, hasn't it? I'm not sure dramaticness is a word, but it is now. Of course, with the Halo, but of course the Halo has saved lives, hasn't it, in Formula 1 and other various motorsports as well. So of course I think it's right to have it in the Formula 1 world, isn't it? Here's Emerson, the current lap record holder around Barcelona, and we're on board with him at the moment. And of course he won this race last time out. He hasn't won a race yet this season, which is surprising because he's had the pace. He's had all kinds of unlucky. He's just been very unlucky, hasn't he, in that Renault? Now has he shook off those bad luck demons, and perhaps then can he get himself a clean race where he's fast at the moment now, 4/10 of a second in front of total piece of lovely stuff indeed then. Milan has just finished off his lap as well. Nigel's in front of us, but I think Nigel's just starting his lap. We have got Brandon out there as well. We're on board then with Milan at the moment as he's coming into the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And look at this, they're not taking too much curbage there from Milan. Lovely stuff indeed. The man's been on pole position twice in the last 2 races of China and Netherlands. And he is second fast moment. He's a 10th of a second away at the moment. And Nigel started his lap as well. Tichy is gone at full fast. He's on the soft tires. Here comes Brandon in the Red Bull. He is gambled on the setup, and let's see if this gamble's going to pay off at the moment. He's 17 he's done a 17.3 there, and he's currently not fast at the moment, which is enough, but we haven't got 6 drivers who aren't set a time yet at the moment, and one of them is Nigel then, just now watching watching Nigel as well as he's coming through turn 8 and 9 as well. And it's Granty. I think Granty is quite impressed with that crash, isn't it? Goodness me, it was a big old smash, wasn't it? As that's really got you guys talking, hasn't it? Goodness me, as Mr. Elite has asked for someone to call an ambulance. As it's been absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. And Darren has said that's a 10 out of 10 there. Get his vote then for a crash of the season so far. Goodness me. I wasn't expecting a crash like that in qualifying. And we're on board Nigel there as well. Of course, another man with very noticeable, very traditional helmet colours as well. The green, the black and the yellow. Love it. And now what could Nigel do then? And he is languishing down the bottom half of the table, isn't it, Nigel? He is 7th fast or so in the Mercedes. Lovely stuff indeed then. Eat the cookie then, of course. Really, his stats is absolutely beyond mesmerising, isn't he, in terms of coming to ALR. That is that Ferrari there just getting out of the way there. Goodness me, I was a bit oblivious by that Ferrari. Made me jump. As Cookie there is coming out the second sector as well, and we're into the final stage of the lap as well then. And you can see, look at these long turns. It does take punishment on those tyres, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I'll be talking a lot about tyres as someone is taking the old version of the track as well, which Cookie there taking a bit too much curb there. He's going to lose a lot of momentum now out of 15 there and into 16 then. 16 is a much more easier turn than it used to be back when they were saying fast, but he's still faster so. A 2/10 second in front now, and I think Cookie might have even got into the 14s there without that mistake. Here comes Granty, the world champion, and is back in action as well. Car 93 in the Williams as well, taking a lot of curb there in the Williams Mercedes then. Yeah, of course, turn at 13 and 14 used to be a lot quicker, didn't they? As it used to be very fast, right-handers didn't to finish off that, which I got to say was bravery of the utmost, wasn't it? Well, now then they've changed that. They've changed the chicane, haven't they? So it probably means more overtaking opportunities, doesn't it? Down to turn 1. But I do prefer the old style circuit then. But that's just me. I'm a traditionalist as well. We're just now on board then with a Granty. Instead of 49.2 in the second intermediate split then for Granty as the moment. We've also got Alhan out on track as well. Draw fast is having there by the Cherry as well in the Ferrari. And he is, of course, the sole remaining Ferrari with Farfan. One of the big surprises out qualifying. And the same with Dan Murphy. Another big surprise. Well, goodness me. And look at this second Granty there accelerating over the curbs then, coming up to the line as well. We've got 5 minutes to go then of this qualifying session. Grant hasn't got long to get back there, but he might not need to get back with a good time there. Goodness me, that's a great time. 2/10 of a second away at the moment. Alhan there in the second split as well. Drop fast is coming through the final turn as well. What can the Ferrari do? He is coming over the line, and he goes 5th fastest there for the Ferrari. Is that safe? Well, I have no idea, to be honest, but no, which I probably should, but who knows? That's what I love about ALR. The track evolution, the driver evolution as well is absolutely apparent in these qualifying sessions. It's brilliant, isn't it? Alhan comes across the line. It's 8th fastest moment. I don't think that's safe. I think anyone in the high 15s is not safe. So total P's, Tichy, Alhan, Mr. Elite, Fireshot will need to go again, I believe. And we got the likes of Lost Souls and Nigel, and we got Fireshot also on the brink of relegation as well. Then Gordo and Brandon there can also spring a surprise or two as well in the Williams then. So a lot can happen then in this stage then of the qualifying session. We're just under 4 minutes to go. No, just over 4 minutes to go, I should say then. As now we're watching Grant's teammate Lost Souls and flying through the very fast at turn number 9 then. Of course, very soon Jonathan flip over and over again then. And good to be that in. Jonathan did his best impression of Robert Kubica, didn't he? Goodness me. Just on board then with Souls as well. And let's see what we can do then in the final sector of this lap as well. It's quite important now, this final sector is, isn't it? And then how controlled is he? Taking a lot of curbage there into turn 13 and 14 and 15. Neat as you like there. Goodness me, squeaky clean there from lights from Souls. And he comes over the final turn. He goes 2nd fastest. Both Williamses are looking on it like a car bonnet here tonight. Lovely stuff indeed then. And now we've got a bit of a lot at the moment with Alhan coming into the pits as well, and Brandon there is just on and out of move. Look at the heat aids coming off of the tarmac there. It's absolutely scorching out there today, isn't it? And we expect it to be scorching in the race as well, as Jonathan has already given us a weather report as well, hasn't he? As I got to brush my long hair to one side then. As one, I will get me hair sorted one day. So just having a quick look up and down the comments as well. I think you guys are still chatting on about Jonathan's crash there. Goodness me, it definitely made an impact in the comments as well as on the track. Goodness me. Brandon then cut over the lines as well. Then let's see what we do. Then Brandon is let's see what we do. He's on the soft tires one. There's a lot of guys on the medium tires at this stage, and I wonder if that's the right strategy to go then as well. Going for more of a medium compound start then. Here comes Brandon then. He is flying through turn number 3 as well as Gordo saying the softs are horrible. Cookie's retired from the session. He feels safe up there, and I think I bet my bottom dollar that he probably is safe up there. Yeah, Gordo is giving us an insight into the tyre strategy. Gordo is not happy with the soft tyres toys. They're saying they're horrible, and I'm wondering if that's why we got the majority of the field on the medium tyres in the qualifying free then as well. Lovely stuff indeed as he flies through turn 9 as well. Brilliant. And now as he's coming down the back straight as well. Lost Souls is also retired. That's the top 2 then. Fireshot is back out on track for another bite of the cherry, and all the top 4 have now retired as well then, so they feel they're through then. Milan is still in the session at the moment. Even though they've retired, they have not retired properly from the session. They're just in the garages, so they're okay then. We've got a Renault also coming out on track at the moment, and that is Mr. Elite as well. He is he's the man in the danger zone, isn't he? Total P is also retired as well. He's in 7th position at the moment now. Brandon coming out the final turn then, and let's see what he can do then. Brandon improves to a 16.3 by a second on the softs, and he is currently 13th fastest at the moment then. Nigel is back out on track. Fireshot is out there as well. Mr. Elite as well. Alhan is still in the pits, curiously enough then. And that is it for Alhan. He is done, isn't he, in this qualifying session? Is he going to be out qualifying? Is what we're going to have to be asked now then. Brandon is a 10th for a second down then. I'm not sure if he's still pushed or not then. I think he might be just on an in lap now as well. Fireshot, and here we go then. So Fireshot is in 11th for this moment. That is not enough then. He needs to get through the qualifying at 3 surely, because Fireshot's had a fantastic start to the season, hasn't he? Because when we talk about the build-up, Fireshot's 7th position, and this is the strongest start to his ALR season so far. Fireshot is, and of course he's a former race winner and pole sitter as well, isn't he? And he flies past me. Goodness me, there, I'm too close to the accident. Blimey, and goodness me, then that was very hair and scare indeed. Then Fireshot then is now coming through turn 3, taking a lot of coverage there. Fireshot, but my goodness me, then also making the car run out wide as well. Not too right. he's a tenth of a second up in the first intermediate split time. Oh, he's run wide, he's very wide then. Fireshot has two McLarens in the war in this session, and Alhan's retired from the session as well. Fireshot is out of qualifying as he's got no time to repair the car and come back in the session. Both McLarens there are having a bit of a nightmare out there, aren't they? Unfortunately then. Tichy's invalidated his time on the soft tyres. Laggy is left for session then, and that's not good at all for Laggy, is it? Gordo is started as well in the Alfa Romeo, but we're going to keep an eye on what Nigel could do then. Mr. Elite is also started as well, but that's both McLarens there who are having a couple of issues at this stage of qualifying. So Nigel's a 10 first second up in the first split, and he is definitely, look at how wide he's running there, and he's almost at the same thing as Fireshot there, hasn't he? Goodness me there. But Nigel car 36 is definitely keeping through then, and we're just staying through as well, and he's coming into turn 7 and 8 now as well. Yellow flags in section 1. I think it's Brandon. It is Brandon there who is still cruising out there at the moment. Nigel coming through the second sector time now. Goodness me, and that is very much very on the limit. He's 2/10 second up, and that is a very good second split time there for Nigel. He is going to, can he sneak through there on those soft tires as well? We'll elaborate these soft tires and who's done what in the at the end of the final classification at Q2. But before he does that, Nigel's back in there, is slipping and sliding there. Oh goodness me then, and he comes out the final turn, then Fireshot out qualified. Unfortunately, Nigel coming through as well, then DRS right on the money. He's through and he's on top of this, and I feel that is safe as well. Brandon there says, what about Gordo? Gordo is up 12th fastest for Gordo. Great qualifying performance there. And Mr. Elite is in the pits there. And I think that's Mr. Elite done. And Brandon is also done as well. Well, I've got to say, congratulations to Nigel, because that's his best qualifying performance of the season so far. Brilliant stuff there from the former champion. Absolutely hats off there to Nigel. So, yeah, really good stuff indeed there. He is 7th fastest in this session. Really well done there, Nigel. Very impressive there on this qualifying performance. So out of qualifying is Mr. Elite, unfortunately. Also out is Gordo as well. That's Gordo's. That's a brilliant time from Gordo in the Alfa Romeo. Fireshot then, unfortunately, that damaged the car and really took himself out of a potentially getting into qualifying free for Fireshot. That's unfortunate from the second McLaren. Both McLarens are 13th and 15th on the grid. Then Brandon is sandwiched in the middle of them and it's in 14th position there. As Gordo saying, "Oh my lord, 0.14 tenths of a second off of Q3." He is fuming. But he is, but he's very close to the top 10 and potentially starting on any tires that he wants. Might be a huge boost from in the race coming up in just a jiffy. Out of qualifying then is Jonathan. He decided to bow in a big way. Brandon is in 14th position. Fireshot, another McLaren that's having issues there. Both McLarens having a big shunts there. Not as big as Jonathan. So Gordo in 12th position. They're very close to getting through in the qualifying free. And Mr. Elite in 11th position as well. Into qualifying free, then we got two guys on the soft tires. That is Tichy and Nigel. Everyone else in qualifying free is on the medium compound tires then. So I've got to say that speaks volumes to me about what strategy to start on as well then. We're into Q3 then in just a few moments time as well. As Gordo is Gio is just cheering on Gordo as well. As he is very happy with that indeed. Then it's as Gordo was happy about him getting a purple sector in sector 1 there, but Gio brought him back on turf with a bump there. He said it was probably a glitch. Incredible stuff. And also Gordo is confirming that he is running an aggressive setup as well. Then so that's two drivers already elaborated, aren't they, on setups here tonight? And that is also talent as well, isn't it? Because this track, if you get a good setup, then you're going to be a very strong contender around here, and you, because basically the car will just drive itself, which is a lie, really, isn't it? As Nigel, it's very just confirming about his best qualifying performance of the season, because that's his first qualifying free appearance of the campaign here. So very well done there to Nigel as well. And also big props to Nigel, because as I said earlier on there, a lot of drivers, if they have difficulties, usually kind of just bow out, don't they? So yeah, really good stuff there from Nigel, and I got to say hats off to him there. Very much keeping it within there. Mr. Elite there is saying, come on Emerson for pole position. Emerson on pole position since Australia, has he? Back in round 1 then. Can he get his second pole position this season? To equal and tie it with Milan and Cookie then. They've both got 2 so far. Emerson has got 1. Or are we going to have a new pole sitter here tonight then for the season? Interesting stuff indeed then. Of course, Lost Souls and Draw Fast have never been on pole position in their goal career. Nor has Alhan and Tichy nor Peas either. So very interesting stuff out there. We'll find out and see what's going to happen as well. Jonathan said, go on, Nigel, do well, mate. Indeed, there's, you can see, very nice in the comments there. Lovely stuff indeed, then. Right then, granted there, of course, taking a very pedestrian outlap at the moment. Of course, he wants to make sure those tyres do not run out of steam in the end of the lap. Does he remember in the Spanish Grand Prix? Goodness me, then. It was the slowest outlap you'll ever see. Not as slow as Monza, of course. And look at this, and they're all backing each other up then as well. You've just taken a look there is Emerson. Look at how slow Emerson's going in Milan. Look at this at the moment. And Emerson is just trying to weave for this win that way just to keep those tyres up to temperature. We've also got a Ferrari in the background as well as Eat the Cookie is also bunching up. Goodness me, then. That is very, very close to each other, aren't they? And we've got Grant who's now on a lap now, and here he is then. And let's see what he can do then. Grant hasn't had a pole position so far this season, has he? But he has had pole positions before. He had 6 pole positions of his career so far in ALR, and can he get a 7th one here tonight as well? He's also got 13 race wins as well, the most race winner. Oh no! And Milan is out of qualifying, and he has got off at the perilous turn 2. He's gone off from the outside, but looks like I completely missed it. And goodness me, then that's not good at all. It's Milan then is out of qualifying. He was on pole position for the last 2 qualifying sessions. Not here today. There he is. He's in the wall there. Turn 2 and turn 9. And perilous around here. Granty there in the second sector as well, then accelerating out of turn 10 as well. We're on board with the Williams driver now, and goodness me, then. Now as we come into 14 and 15 as well, clumping the curves. Grant, he is the champion, accelerating away. What can he do then? He's got 6 pole positions to his name so far. He hasn't done any so far this season, and of course he's on pole position moment. He's done a 15 flat there. Impressive start to this session, and lovely stuff indeed. Then Lost Souls is into a 15 flat as well. Williams are very much nip and tug at the moment. Alhan is not coming through. It's Emerson that's coming through, and Emerson is on pole position there by 4/10 of a second. I can't even get my words out, goodness me. Well, that Cookie is on pole position there by 1/10 of a second. Well, that Drop Fast, he is 5th fast at the moment as well. And Total PZ is just about to finish this lap in the racing point as well. He is coming now to the final turn then, out of turn number 16 as well. He is coming up to the line. The line is quite quick there, and it is very quick on you. And Peace is now in 3rd fast as well. Nigel and Alhan is in the pit, so Nigel is the only man then who's on a quick lap moment. Let's take stock. Cookie is on pole position then at the moment, and that'll be his 3rd pole position of the season. He's a 10th of a second in front of Emerson. Once again, them two are lined up on the front row. Brilliant. Pease is in 3rd position moment. Lost Soul. Oh, goodness me, a wiggle there from Nigel. Souls in Granting, 4th and 5th, and the Williams is there. Nip and tuck. A very good package the Williams are team at the moment, aren't they? Drop fastest, 6th fastest in the Ferrari. 7th at the moment is Tichy, but he hasn't set a time. Nor is Alhan. Milan is not going to set a time. He is out of qualifying. Well done, Nigel, then. He is coming into 14 and 15 as well. Whereas Gordo's asked, is anyone going to get to the 13s? I've got to say that's a big stretch. I don't think that's going to be the case there. I have been wrong before that, but they need to find a 5/10 of a second delta. Nigel is gone into he's done a 16 as well. Lovely stuff there from Nigel. Here comes Tichy in the second. AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri got a very strong lineup these days, haven't they? With Eat the Cookie there, who is currently on pole position. What can Tichy do as well? We're on board Tichy. He's flying out of turn 8, coming into turn 9 as well there. Lovely stuff indeed. They're not taking too much of the exit curve there. Good stuff. As now then we're coming into turn 10 as well then, and a lot of steering input there from Teach there. You felt the understeer, didn't you? The car just wanted to go on the old part of the circuit out, didn't he? And now then accelerating now. Oh, Tichy going on the loud pedal too hard there, and unfortunately because the car was unsettled, it wanted to go into the scene of the accident. Tichy there rolled it like a bucking bronco ball, didn't he? But unfortunately that is going to cost him a lot of time, and that has put Tichy in 7th position at the moment there, and just a whisker in front of Nigel. On board Valhan, and who's on an outlap at the moment then, as just on board at the moment then is and now Milan saying I was in the wall, no damage, then just retired me, and my wheel is fell off there, unfortunately there for Milan there, as he is out there, as Milan saying not a big crash at all then, really, was it? But yeah, it seems like on this game now, if you just touch the wall any harder than 5G, any harder than like 3-4G, your wheel will fall off, won't it? Anyway, just watching Alhan at the moment is Tichy then is a second down there, so he's not going for a second bite of the cherry at the moment. We've got 5 minutes to go in this. No, we haven't. We've got 6 minutes to go in this session. Alhan then is going for another bite of the cherry now, isn't he? After unfortunately invalidating his first time, he's on the new soft tires. So there's a lot of shine coming off those soft tires, so that looks soft to me. Well, I mean that looks new to me, more I should be saying. Lost Souls is back out on track at the moment then, but he's on an outlaw at the moment, so we're going to focus on ALR. ALR has had an incredible start to his gold career, he really has, hasn't he? He has been very much, he's been so consistent, hasn't he, in that Mercedes. He's been brilliant, ALR, hasn't he? He's been in the, well, apart from Vietnam and China, where he had a couple of difficult races, he has, when he's finished quite highly in the points, hasn't he? And ALR was second at one stage of the season as well then, so good stuff indeed then. So just saying that then, Gordo saying try not to give up, try not to go into the gravel, because the other day I got beached then. Oh, interesting stuff there. Of course, I gotta say I've never seen a car beached on this game then, so that just adds an extra peril, doesn't it, to this race there. And I know there's a lot of concrete areas, but there's also, you can see on the outside of turn 9 there is a bit of gravel, isn't there? So yeah, you gotta be careful there, don't you? As Alhan there is in the 49s in the second sector as well, lovely 17 then. Now then we're on board then with Alhan. He hasn't set a time yet though, has he, Alhan? The fastest time at the moment is a 14.5, which is a new lap record around here. We've been breaking lap records since starting this qualifying session. It's been absolutely incredibly quick, incredibly fast. And Alhan comes over the curbs and comes through turn 16 as well. End car 19. What does the Mercedes driver can do? He goes into sound faster than Fred Ticci and in front of his teammate as well. Lost Souls has invalidated his time right off the bat there, and that is not good at all for the Williams driver, is it? So he's really losing time right here. That's not what he wanted, was it? Currently we've only got three men in the 14s at the moment, which is Cookie, Emerson and Pease. Souls and Grant are 4th and 5th then, and they got a 2-second deficit over Drop Fast in 6th position as well. So that's a shame now for that's a shame there for Lost Souls, isn't it? He's really put himself up against the wall there, hasn't he, so to speak then. And as Gordo saying, the banter going on in the Discord is brilliant. It really is, isn't it? I haven't looked at the banter because sometimes it's not appropriate for daytime viewing, is it? Alhan there is coming on in lap as well. But yeah, I have a feeling there's probably a lot of banter going on about all kinds of stuff, and probably about Jonathan's big accident as well. Goodness me, that's the biggest accident of the season so far. Goodness me. Really, as I said earlier, celebrating his 50th race there will bang, isn't he? And that's a big old bang as well. Is Lost Souls going to come in the pits or what? Let's find out now then. We've got 3 minutes to go. He is in the pits then. Alhan is Alhan, I think Alhan was very slow in that there as well. So he's in the pits now then. Lost Souls is, and here we go then. We've got a bit of a lull then. We're just under 3 minutes to go. Who's going to be the first man to blink then? Who is going to get out first? Of course, everyone will probably want to be out on the track last, don't they? But of course, you want to have the track conditions to your advantage, and of course that's staying out to the very last second, isn't it? So you see that the Mercedes has got Alhan on the dolly wheels as he gets wheeled back into the garage as they now fuel up the car. Of course, you're not to fuel the car on the pit apron anymore, is it? Of course, health and safety and all that kind of jazz. We haven't had refueling in F1 since 2009. Goodness me. And the last man to win a championship when it was fuel related regs was actually Jenson Button, wasn't it? So that's a fun fact as well, which no one was interested in or everyone knew. Probably a bit of both. Just watching Cookie then at the moment, and he is on pole position. He's going for his 3rd pole position of the season. And in terms of his career stats for Cookie, this will be his 5th pole position as well then. So can Cookie there, can he now get his 5th pole position of his career? And this is going to get very interesting indeed. That's for Granty, that's for Titch as well. And both Alpha Towers right there. Williams is out there as well. Now we got a racing point as well. They're all coming out now, as the party is just beginning then. And as Gordo's just pointed out, it's the Champions League final tonight as well. I think it's also the Indy 500 as well, isn't it? Goodness me. So you're all sport for choice here tonight, aren't you? I know what I'll be watching. Neither. We're just watching Cookie then as well, as he is coming through the final part of the lap as well then, and really good stuff indeed then. Jonathan's confirmed he's had his medical check. It was 170 miles an hour his crash was. Goodness me then. He's definitely made an impact tonight, Jonathan. That's whatever happens from now on. Cookie then is coming out of the final turn. 1 minute and 13 seconds go. It's all or nothing now for Cookie. Let's go on board then with a man who's had 4 pole positions there. He's had 3 so far this season. Can he make it 4? Sorry, he's had 2 this season. Can he make it 3 this season as well, make it a hat-trick. Right now we're coming into turn 1 then. Look at how much wide berth he gives the curves there. Incredible stuff, isn't it? And this is all ultimate pressure for the driver side. One wrong slip and you invalidate your time or you damage the car. And there's Alhan there is out on track as well with just 45 seconds to get around the course. He's very much leaving it late, isn't he? Cookie in the first stage there is a 54 second up. Lovely stuff so far from Cookie. So he's doing a good job then to start this lap then. Yellow flag, that's a Ferrari who's parked right in the middle of the course there. That's no, on the edge of the course, I was saying. That's drop fast. And he's okay, he's kept going. I think he was getting out of the way of Cookie, wasn't he? I thought he had a problem with the equipment. As Cookie there is into turn 9 as well. Lovely stuff indeed there for Cookie. I just feel the cars are always going to spin there. 74 hundredths of a second, as I got the wrong way around there. Jumping over the curbs now, and Cookie in the final part of the course, and he is very much on the limit, wasn't he? The first lap was almost certainly his best, wasn't he? Because he is less than a tenth better on this lap at the moment. Incredible stuff then as well. Into 15 then, get a low curve there. Oh, he's had a bit of a perilous final exit there. Let's see what does he improve. He has improved. Goodness me, he's done a 14-1. That is absolutely stonking. What an amazing lap there for Cookie. He's very much pulling outreach surely. And the Tichy has gone at second, 7th fastest said. Oh my word. Wow, and there's me thinking that this lap, that the lap was very controlled. Wow, he had much more in the bank, did he? The final sector was absolutely immense. Granty has got into second. What a lap for Granty. He is 2/10 of a second away at the moment. And Peter's third then. Emerson has dropped down the 4th so far. And Emerson's got it all to do. I've lost my mic. And now we got Pete Souls in second position as well. And let's see what Emerson can do there as he comes up to the line as well. Can Emerson still on pole position? He needs a third. No, it's not. Emerson's only 5th fastest. Goodness me. And drop fast there is 1800 of a second up as well. Got both Mercedes there on it as well. Then Nigel there celebrating his first qualifying free appearance this season. Then out of 15, out of 16. Then where is he going to be then? He's in the 16s. Can he get into the 15s? Nigel can. He's 9th fastest though. What about drop fast? We've got Alhan out there as well. And Alhan 8th, drop fast 6th then. Alhan there coming into the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. Then accelerating that. All going to be a bit of overcorrection there from the Mercedes driver into 16 as well. Then there's a car in front of us. Alhan improves to 6th fastest. Great time, but drop fast goes in front of him, I think. Oh goodness me! And he goes right into the bike of Cookie. My goodness me, I think Sam has summed it up absolutely incredibly well, hasn't he, in the comments there. 3/10 of a second, 3.5 tenths of a second in the final sector Cookie made. That was absolutely sensational. Goodness me, there's me writing him off, and also writing off for maybe getting to the 14s. Well, that just shows how wrong I am. Goodness me. And Cookie gets his 3rd pole position of the season, and that is his 4th pole position, his 5th pole position of his career as well. So congratulations to Cookie on it. He's on pole position once again then, and Granty 2/10 of a second away there. Granty really summed it all up right. Got basically got it all unleashed at the end there, didn't he? And I can't even get my words out. That was a cracking end to qualifying. Emerson only 5th in the end there. My goodness me, I wasn't expecting Emerson to be that far down. Right then, as we are now getting ready for the race itself then as well. And as Simon's asked for John to submit his clip there. Of course, if any drivers want to submit their clips, then of course you can in the Discord then. As we do like to have a bit of we do like to have show some action, don't we, on the circuit? Well, there's been some beautiful clips that have been sent in already. As a biops said, it shouldn't let you do a lap after the time, and then a few drivers did there after the time was up. I think it's because I'm a bit behind everyone, to be honest. I think I'm about 30 seconds off. I'm like not sunk correctly or something like that. I don't know. But it's been like that ever since I've started doing this, really, hasn't it? So yeah, we've just kind of let it flow for now, haven't we, really? But yeah, we are now getting ready for the race itself. A fantastic start to this event here in Golden. My goodness me, that was absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Then absolutely amazing, wasn't it? As a PlayStation Advance, if I'm enjoying myself, I really am at the moment. Lovely. Right then, so we're now getting ready for the race itself, and here we go then. This is going to be a cracker to watch. I have no doubt about that. Of course, this is traditionally, as I said, the first European race of the season. Not this season. It is all about Yes, of course, this is the second European race of the season as well, as we were just waiting to get going as well then. As Gordo's saying, he is still waiting. I think we are all still waiting at the moment as well, as there is a unusual delay here, isn't there, as well, as the tension is building up at the moment then. I know with the drama, it's going to be electric, isn't it? And whilst we have a bit of a wait then, there's a couple of people saying that the lobby is glitched then. Sometimes spectators have different times to drivers. Yeah, I seem to have a different time or to drivers literally every week in, week out. Yeah, just going back then, of course, the Spanish Grand Prix has had some cracking, it's had some doozies over the years. Now, as I mentioned last season, though, between Jonathan Emerson and Fireshot, that was a brilliant end to the race, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Jonathan, I've got to say, was a lap or two short, wasn't he, of an absolutely sensational race win, wasn't he? Last one, of course, Jonathan went through that whole season without winning a race. That's the first time in ALR that Jonathan has never won a race in a season. Of course, Nigel holds that illustrious record at the moment. Nigel's the only man to win in all 3 seasons that ALR have been in so far. If he needs to win this, he needs to win in the season. This season, doesn't he? Keep that illustrious stat going then. So yeah, we are just waiting then to see what happens as well. Velocity is saying I'm slow, but of course Velocity was leading the championship, wasn't he? Up until a couple of days ago. So I gotta say he's consistent, isn't he? As Gordo saying a restart has been confirmed, and of course we'll be getting back into the session in just a different. As Laggy Racer has left, and now we've got we've now got a start. So that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? But don't worry, we're going to get a grid going in just a moment in time then as well, as Sam is saying, it's been like this since Friday as well, so everyone is just leaving, and I'm just making sure that I haven't got a notification yet. Not yet then as well, as we're going to have a lovely shot of the track here as well. You can see everyone has become a ghost then as well. Apologies for the blue screen of doom, everyone, as us IT folks call it the blue screen of death, don't we? Every time we see a blue screen of death, it usually means it's something bad has happened to the laptop or the computer. And yeah, so we are just we're just waiting for the lobby to get set up, and then once it does get set up, we'll be back in it and back going again then. So unfortunately, I think it was lagging that caused the issue that everybody looks, because as soon as he left, everyone it seemed to start working again, didn't it? So that is such a shame indeed, isn't it? Apologies, guys, who've just joined us on Facebook. Yeah, we'll get into this event in just a jiffy as well then. And as of course, we've had an issue with the lobby as well, which is a bit of a shame, really, because it's been on the old there's a fire shot there. I think it's just having a lovely time out there, isn't he? He's flown right to the front end. Great stuff indeed there for Fireshot, and he is doing a magnificent job indeed, isn't he? And yep, I've got the invitation then, and let's get going again, shall we then? As you can see, a lovely shot there of turn 10 of this as well. Of course, you can see the outside shot there. That used to be where the old track used to be, didn't it, before they decided to tighten up a bit as well. So Blair's just asked, how do I read the comment and how do I read the chat and commentate at the same time? Very difficult. I struggle sometimes. That's why I go quiet when I'm trying to read the old chat. That's it takes my brain a while to realise what's going on as well. And lovely enough, the stream hasn't stopped here, which is also a good bonus. It's also a bonus as well. I gotta say, that's one thing that does infuriate me, is when the stream stops. Anyway then, yes, as we are now getting ready to go again, and everyone, hopefully all the drivers are there. I hope I'm in spectator mode. I think indeed I am, which is a good thing as well, as I gotta say that I would have been a very unpopular man on the grid, wouldn't I? As saying, because he is the best in the game now. Hashtag Crofty outshot in as well then. I gotta say, if I think my English is, I can't even say English, can I? Goodness me, my English is absolutely appalling compared to Crofty. Of course, I think he probably went through like media school and all that kind of jazz. I don't know. Anyway, then yes, we are now getting ready for the race itself, and as Blair's is strolling into the lobby. Great stuff indeed. Then, so then, yeah, we are going to get going in just a few moments' time. Let's clear a quick reminder actually to the driver's state of play. Then, Cookie is on pole position. You get no pole. You don't get any points for pole position like you do in F2 and Formula E and all that kind of stuff. So Cookie's deficit still remains at 29 points. So whatever happens here tonight, Cookie will not lose the lead in the drivers' championship. Kana Grant, who's had a magnificent second on the grid then, and that's perfect. Then is he going to have a lunge into turn 1? Then Total Peace is also high up there again, showing that Total Peace has got some total pace, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed then. And Absolutely amazing there. We've also got Emerson, who's a fifth on the grid and also fifth in the World Drivers' Championship as well. Emerson there, really, I'm not sure if he had a problem on his final lap or what, but whatever happened, unfortunately, Emerson is only fifth in the standings as well. Then, of course, John Farr, big old smash. He's on his 50th Grand Prix appearance here in ALR. He is going to be starting from 15th on the grid. He's only got 1 point to his name this season. Nigel's looking much more at home here in Barcelona, isn't he? Goodness me, as he is. He is in the top 10 as well for the first time this season. And you can see the drama's building up there, and we are about to get going in just a jiffy as well. Then I love your comments, guys. Really keep on coming in there. Very very nice of you guys indeed. There, you're making me blush, and which you probably couldn't tell anyway, because I'm red faced anyway, of course, being ginger and all that. And I can't wait for the bad weather to come in next week. There's going to be a lot of booing going on now, isn't there? Goodness me. So is of course. So I know you all love the sunshine. Us gingers don't. Goodness me. I think I need to go to Antarctica or something. Gosh, Sarah is you're going to have to peel me off the pavement if it's anything like it was the other week. Then we have got Jonathan saying the weather does the weather change there too, because it was a dry race. I think the weather will be exactly the same then. Don't worry, Knowles, he's got it in hand there. He's a very experienced taskmaster, so Knowles, he knows exactly what he's doing, and we'll be getting going in just a jiffy as well. And I see we're waiting for one more driver, I believe, friends, so hopefully we can get themselves in the session and we can get going. Anyway, just talking about the other things in that we've noticed in the championship tonight. Of course, big casualties in qualifying one. One of them was Farf, who was in 11th position in the championship. Now the other man was Dan Murphy, who was 8th in the championship so far. Dan on a bit of a difficult start there as well. Farshot, who has had a cracking start to the season, only was out of qualifying too, wasn't he? Which is an absolute shock in and of itself, wasn't it? Both McLarens there having had a very difficult qualifying session indeed. Both of them have been in the one, but Jonathan was a bit more spectacular as we're now just going into it as well. As Ayrton has said, I'm on the same level as Murray Walker. If only that was a pipe dream in of itself. I'm probably on the same level as Jonathan Legard, if anyone remembers who he is. I think he used to be the BBC commentator, didn't he, back in the You're Too Kind, or You're Too Kind. But yeah, Jonathan Legard used to commentate between F1 between 2009 and 10 on the BBC. Goodness me. We are now ready to get going, and as the timer is counting down, it is the final countdown before we get going for the race itself. And thank you all for sticking with us, guys. This is going to be a cracker here in sunny Spain as well there. And of course, more often than not, it is usually beautiful, isn't it, in Spain? It really is. I remember 1996 was an absolute exception, wasn't it? And I think that was the day where probably one of Michael Schumacher's best drives, arguably. I think that his 2005 San Marino Grand Prix was absolutely amazing, wasn't it? He was at times 2 seconds quicker than the fastest car apart from himself, which is absolutely unheard of. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Right, as we're now getting ready to get going as well, and this is going to be great. Now we've got to do a formation lap first, guys, and everyone's got to make sure they warm up the tyres. This is a brand new race situation, and of course the guys in the top 10 unfortunately will have new tyres now. I say unfortunately, of course it's fortunate for them, but of course that is one of the penalties, isn't it, for getting through the qualifying free on those tyres, isn't it? And as someone's asked, can you? I say the phrase, it's lights out and away we go. I could give it a go then. I got to say, I got to time it quite well in gold then, because the lights usually go off before the actual cars go. So I might look like a bit of a fool. I'll try my best though, Sam. I definitely try my best then. Right, the session, there it is. We've got a beautiful timer up at the top of the screen, and that is what I want to see, and that is absolutely spectacular, isn't it? As Gordo saying, please work. Well, I think it's working absolutely beautifully well, because the timer is down there. We're less than 5 seconds away from the Spanish Grand Prix, round 6, and of course it's later than normal, isn't it, with the inclusion of Vietnam and the Dutch Grand Prix in the calendar these days. Well, now I think those two Grand Prix have been brilliant as well. Only 19 cars in this session, and it looks like we've lost the Red Bull. Let's go through the grid, shall we, from front to back then. And well, we've only got one guy on soft tyres. I'm sure we had a couple more on soft tyres, but maybe I was just dreaming out. Well, I'll find out anyway. Right then, in 33 laps around this course, and let's see what the grid is going to be. There's a car off already, and who is that? That's Lost Souls who's had a problem then. Oh dear then, and it's action packed before even the lights come out here in Spain. And oh gosh, Lost Souls is out of the formation lap. He's been disqualified. Oh dear. And No, that is not good at all, is it? And oh dear, so that's really not good at all there for Lost Souls. Of course, we've it's in the past where a couple of people have had issues on the formation lap. Most notably, David Coulthard. I seem to talk a lot of negativity about David Coulthard, don't I? But he is one of my favourite drivers. But I just remember a lot of bad moments featuring Coulthard. And one of them was the Italian Grand Prix, where he had a problem with the Ascara chicane in '95. Anyway, enough about that. You don't hear about that. You want to hear about the grid. On pole position, then it's Cookie, and Granty is gone into the wall. That this formation lap is appalling, and Granty is out of the formation lap as well. Emerson is also out of the formation. It's left possession. Emerson has. Oh goodness me! Emerson is having a nightmare of a season, isn't it? What a shame now. Pease in third position. Lost Souls is fourth. Emerson is left possession. He's in fifth. Can he get back in? He needs to get back in. Sixth position is Drop Fast. Alhan seventh. Tichy in eighth. And Nigel is in ninth. And Milan is 10th. Mr. Elite is 11th. Gordo in 12th position. 13th is Farshot, Brandon 14th, Jonathan 15th, XR 16th, Infinity 17th, Farf 18th, Murphy is 19th. That is the grid. That's as quick as I've gone through ever. And there's only one man on soft tires. I'm sure there's more, but again, don't take that as rule of thumb. So Emerson's back in the session. Can he get back in his car? And the lights haven't come on just yet. There's always a possibility. 19 cars are on this course, then, and we are about to get going as well. Nigel said as Nigel is not happy about the pace of the formation lap. I don't think anyone will be happy with the formation lap, will they? So we are now getting going, and the lights are just about to come on. Then we got a yellow flag already in free then, but Emerson is gone. Emerson is gone. Oh goodness me! And now then we'll ignore Emerson for the minute, and we're waiting for those lights. And there they come then. And we have three, we have four lights on. Away we go! And it's Eat the Cookies going away well. Drive through penalty for Gordo. Pease is on a crack and start out and has taken into second position. Lovely stuff indeed there for Pease, and he's alongside Cookie. He's going to go for a determinant. He's going to take the lead. Cookie's got the inside. There's contact, and Pease has gone on the outside. Lost Souls in the third position. Grant is down to sixth position. He's had a terrible start there for the Williams driver. Drop Fast is seventh for the moment. We've got cars that are flying all over the show in the background as well. Yellow flag in one. Brandon's had a problem there. He's gone off for turn 3 as well. Emerson is leading at the moment, and the second position is Cookie. But ignore Emerson for the moment because I'm not sure if there's a desync or what then, but it's it's all going a bit. It's on a bit vicious at the moment. And it's Cookie is leading. And second position there is Pease. We got third position is Lost Souls. And good stuff for Lost Souls. And Granty has dropped down a couple of positions. Cookie there. I'm good to speed. And let's see if they'll get through. 3-second penalty already for Mr. Elite. Then they all get through the perilous turn number 9. Then very nicely indeed. Let's just take a look. Then we've got a lock up. Then Alhan goes on the inside. There's a runner there of Mr. Elite going very wide. And Alhan in third position. Lovely stuff. Milan in 9th. Great. Farshot is in 10th position. Mr. Elite has gone wide. And Jonathan is coming too. Oh, Jonathan there in his 50th race there is in the wall. Oh, it's a nightmare race, isn't it? Emerson's at the fast side of the race at the moment. Oh, Jonathan damaging the car as well. Emerson is in the pits then as well. And I wonder if Emerson came in the pits out just because of the I think I wonder if he did that just so that he can kind of level the playing field perhaps. Because I don't think Emerson would have come in without So that might be I might be giving Emerson the benefit of the doubt there, but I'm sure that's probably what he would have done. Pease is second, then Lost Souls in third position. Nigel's in fourth. Granty is 3 positions down in fifth position then from where he started. And Emerson down in 16th from him. Brandon is 17th. Jonathan is in the pits as well then. And now it's a second already from Eat the Cookie at the moment. Incredible stuff so far. So now we're back out then with Eat the Cookie as well then as good stuff indeed then. So Cookie's got a second already over Pease. And he was second position with Lost Souls in third position. Nigel is up into a fantastic fourth. He's got on 5th position so far. Brilliant stuff. Same with Farf. He's up 5 positions as well. Farf, remember Farf back in his younger days at ALR, he was a specialist starting from near the back of the field and coming through the field like a hot knife through butter. So he's probably gone back to the what brought him to the dance, so to speak, wasn't it? Anyway, everyone is on, so only Titchy's on the soft tires at the moment. We've got hard tires for Farf and Murphy as well. Everyone else is on the medium compound tires as well, which is probably the way to go as well. Bailey Smith, Carpenter, Emerson there, yeah, good stuff from Emerson. And I got to say that, again, really good sportsmanship there up and down the field in ALR. Really good stuff indeed there. It's something that I'm definitely lacking in this sportsmanship because I wouldn't have done that. So DRS has now been enabled then on the third lap as we've had no further safety car. Oh, safety car, yeah, lovely stuff indeed as we're coming into turn 1. Look at him flying past me, goodness goodness me there. And the world is just passing me by. And really good stuff indeed. Then this is a good old battle in between Nigel and Grant, and two champions, aren't they? Grant, a double world champion, Nigel, the first ever champion of ALR as well. It's great to see both of them back on track and back up there as well. Emerson is now got basically he's got a lap younger medium tires. He's got on the inside there, captured Infinity, and he is through and up into 50 position. His next target is Dan Murphy as well. Total Piece has got 3-second penalty already as well. Granty's all over the gearbox of Nigel. They come through, turn 9 as well. And goodness me, Losso's got 3-second penalty. Nigel thought lost it there. Goodness me then. And I gotta say, he'll get very nervous. Granty having a look there, but Nigel really not to move into the fend there at all. Goodness me then. And there they come now. It's oh, look at Nigel. He's really slow this stage of proceedings. There's a queue behind Nigel as we got a bit of a conga. As Emerson is now in the 14th position. He's past Murphy, who is down to the 15th position. And of course, you can see a lot of top drivers there. Murphy's dropping down the order. Murphy's had a problem, then he's had a major problem. Murphy has he's dropped down into 16th position. He's still got some pace, hasn't he? And look at this as Nigel starting to fend, and look at them all coming to the inside end. They don't want to break a toe. Granty now pulls for out the slipstream. He is alongside Nigel. He is past Nigel. He has moved up into fourth position, I should say. And now then his teammate is next on the list as well. Drofast is in 5th position in the Ferrari as well. Alhan is in 7th position. Milan in 8th position. Farshot is into the points as well. Nigel going slightly wide there. That is costing momentum. Drofast is up into 5th position. He passes Nigel, but Nigel's not going out there. Remember last time out, Nigel has having an immense battle, wasn't he? And I think it was in China as well, wasn't he? But Drofast is on the outside. Nigel down into 5th position. Sorry, 6th position. I'll get the positions right eventually there. And says we're just back on board now then, as now Nigel is really dropping down the order, isn't he? He's slipping down the order at the moment like a slippery soap. So we're on board with Alhan. Look at this lovely shot here from the rear wing, and that's a beautiful shot, isn't it, from the Mercedes driver? As Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty, there's probably going to be a lot of frustration there from the British Italian driver. Then he's probably home for a safety car or something there, just to bunch up the field, so to speak, isn't it? Once again, Jonathan is just having a nightmare start to this ALR season, isn't he? And really such a shame there for Manu celebrating 50 Grand Prix starts this weekend as well. The Cookie's now got a 2.1 second advantage over Total Peace in 2nd position. Lost Souls is third there at Granty in 4th position at the moment then. And as Granty set the fast lap race, he's really starting to Granty is now starting to find his feet, so to speak, isn't he, the champion? Remember, he won in Vietnam, didn't he? And he's already got a race win under his belt, and can he get a second one here tonight as well? At the moment, Total Cookie has got the oh goodness me there! And look at this, as Tichy there, it's going on the inside, he passes Mr. Elite, and of course Tichy is now through and up into 10th for this stage. Back in the points there. Tichy, lovely stuff indeed then. Back to this ball here, and Nigel's actually starting to find his feet then, because Alhan is now 5/10 of a second away at the moment, no? Good stuff indeed. There's Ayrton has said that Emerson got an error code disconnected before he started, took control, so that's why he came in there as well. Yeah, and of course Emerson also pitted, didn't he? Oh my goodness me there. And Milan they trying to sneak on the inside of Alhan there in turn 7 and 8. We got a 3-second penalty for drop fast at the moment as well. Look at them all. And we got a great old midfield battle once again, and Milan is going to side on the inside. Not quite then. And Emerson, you've seen a red and yellow battle in the background there. That's far from Emerson in the battle for 13th and 14th. Two former race winners now are battling in the outside the points at the moment, isn't it? And that's Drofast is very much it's right off the course, isn't he? He's come back on. No! Oh goodness me, that might be a dangerous re-entry there. Oh, it's contact! Oh dear. And yeah, it was very it was a bit of a dangerous entry there for Drofast. Unfortunately, it's a very tricky part to come back on the circuit. Milan has dropped down at the 14th position there. Nigel has dropped down into 6th position as well. Then look at these cars. Oh my goodness me, there's 4. And we got Fireshot, we got Tichy, we got Drofast. Where's Drofast? He's on the inside. Tichy's been dropped to the outside as well. We got also Renault in front as well, Mr. Elite. And Drofast there really starting to get himself back, trying to find his tires, isn't he? And he's now got to go on the inside. We had someone who had damage in that instance as well. Lovely shot here from the Renault. Drofast is not giving up though. He's coming, going back on the inside. Oh my goodness gracious me, that's incredible racing, isn't it? Look at that, amazing stuff there. It's getting very squirrely, isn't it? Out there at the moment, goodness me. Mr. Lee in 8th position and drop fast and 9th. I'm trying to work out who got damage there, and hopefully we'll find out soon. And just taking a look at up and down. Well, I figure we'll work that out in a minute because Tichy is dropping down. I wonder if it's Tichy because he's dropping down like a stone now, and I'm not sure. Goodness me, then. And there's a lot of weaving, a lot of darting around. Mr. Lee trying to go to the inside. We've got a yellow flag as it's Gordo who's come across from by the looks there. And now Tichy has dropped down the order as well. Oh, he's gone right off the track there. Tichy has there, and it come back on there. And oh dear, it's been a bit of a disaster, hasn't it, in the midfield at the moment? Goodness me, then. And now Fireshot then is Fireshot with the damage there, as he is now the cork in the bottle, isn't he? So Fireshot is not coming in just yet because it ain't going to help his strategy. One iota. Emerson is now back up to 10th position, and look at Emerson, then here he goes then, and he is now side by side with Draw Fast and coming down into turn 1 as well. Emerson is once again, Emerson is oh, he's going to take 2 calls on the strike. Good stuff indeed there for Emerson, and Draw Fast there is trying to battle away with Mr. Elite. There is still a gap there, but Mr. Elite swoops past Draw Fast, and that is Mr. Elite there continues from where he is at. And Emerson, oh goodness me, they're going on the inside there. Fireshot's usually is a man who's very difficult to pass it, but Emerson is through. Fireshot's going to go back on the inside. Oh my goodness me, and Emerson swoops past. He needs to get that move done quickly, and Emerson there very much asserted his authority there. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Emerson. He's back up in the 7th position, so Emerson coming back through the field. He's got some real pace around here, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed then. Say fly through turn 9 then, and look at him all as well. Milan has got a penalty there for a 3-second penalty. Look at him all dying all over the back of Fireshot. Fireshot is defended. Mr. Lee has been pushed that one. He's got a 3-second penalty for that as well. And look, oh Milan, they almost spinning, and Milan's already spinning. Look at Murphy. I think he's just keeping a watching brief of what is going on here. The anarchy is absolutely amazing out there. My goodness me. Oh gosh, there absolutely incredible stuff. Fireshot has had enough of that game, and he has come into the pits out for the McLaren team as well. As Darren said, what come back by Emerson? Yeah, once again he's showing some pace there. Emerson's been one of the most unluckiest drivers on the grid so far, hasn't he? Drop fast there, unfortunately. Coming to Crawford there, didn't he? And really caused a bit of really caused anarchy there, didn't he? But anyway, then so let's see then if he could just now shake all that off there and get on with that race as well. Drop fast, yellow flagging free as Gordo is dropped right down to the back. He's having some issues in the Alfa Romeo at the moment. He's right at the back of the field at this moment as well. Milan there is now all over the back of Favre as well, and Dan Murphy probably doesn't want to catch up to this back of this train yet, does he? He wants to just some clear out, doesn't he? And he's hoping that the train will now start to pick up the pace as well then. Fireshot and Jonathan then are 16% of them. Both of them have made pit stops. Captain Infinity has as well, and I believe Gordo has. So those are the guys then in the back then have all made pit stops so far at this race, and I'm just on board then with Milan at the moment then. Rousseau's is now 5/10 of a second away at the moment there of Pease, and in Granty it's only 6/10 of a second away as well. Alhan and Nigel are very keeping each other close company, and then we've got Emerson who's 3 seconds back as well. Drop Fast has got another penalty at the moment. Drop Fast having a bit of issues then. And just as we're just taking a quick look there as well, we've got Mercedes looking solid then from Troy. They're looking very good at the moment, and good stuff indeed there. We've got Ayrton saying Emerson has taken no prisoners. He isn't he? Good to see that. He was Bruce there. Brandon's got a 3-second penalty as well. We've also got Gordo saying default setup, and he just spun as well. He's having issues out there at the moment. Drop Fast is through past Elite then. Good stuff indeed there. Drop Fast is now up into 8th position there. Swoops on the outside of the Renault driver, and he is now in a lovely 8th position there. Exile there is in 10th position. Then we've got Fire, I should say, and Milan there, who are very giving the Haas driver a lot of pressure at the moment then, of Exile in 10th position then. Farfin in 11th position. He's on the hard tires, Farfin, isn't he? And he is, and Losso's got a 3-second penalty somewhere on the course as well. Murphy is now less than this. It's just a second away now, isn't he? As he is now really starting to home in on these guys, and this is not what Murphy wants, is it? Back on board with Milan, and I'm loving he's on board there. Shots out is fantastic, isn't it? As they come over the crest of the hill and into turn 9. Lovely stuff indeed then. Farf all over the gearbox now of Exile as they come down into turn 10, and it's a far from the look, not quite. You can see the rear wing slamming shut there on the Ferrari, and that's a McLaren. That's Fireshot. Fireshot's having issues, same place as qualifying. Oh dear, it's not going to toe well for the McLaren guys out there tonight, is it? And Fireshot, who's just come out of the pits on those hard tyres, and oh dear, and he's in the wall. He is out of this race, and a virtual safety car for Fireshot as well, and Gordo has just come out of the pits as well. Is anyone going to roll the dice and come into the pits then? Well, we've got one man in the pits, and that is Milan, and he comes into the pits, and it's a bit too early for the hard tires, I would say, isn't it? And let's see what he can do then. Where's those Alfa Romeo boys then? There they are then. They're getting ready there with those tires now then. And what tires are they? I thought they were soft tires. No, they're the hard tires as well, as I've got to get my vision adjusted by the looks as well. So he's coming out of the pits now then, Milan is. So he's got a 3 pit stop in total there. So is Tichy, and so is Brandon as well then. Good stuff there from all those guys, and very much good racecraft as well. In terms of Farshot, I believe that's his first retirement of the season, if I'm not very much mistaken. Nope, I am mistaken. That's his second retirement. Of course, had a retiree in Australia as well. 3 seconds gap is now between Cookie and Pease, and Lost Souls and Grant here keeping Pease company at this moment in time. Then, but I think it's the unwanted company that Exile's got on at Farf, hasn't it? And look, there's Murphy in the background as well on top of this. Farf and Murphy there just keeping a quiet brief at the moment. They're both the highest of the hard compound runners at this moment in time, aren't they? And they're going to be very much big players in the second stage of this race, and when they're on a fresher medium compound tires. And of course, as I said in the qualifying show, that it's all about tires around here, isn't it? And you might get tired of tires, haha. As I'm just on board, Jonathan's got 3 second penalty. We're just on board Grant, and look at this. And Pease is now really holding out the 2 Williams boys, aren't they? And Toe Pease is really the cork in the bottle, and I wonder how much more quicker the Williams guys go. And look at this. That is a Lost Souls. Let's Granty through then, and let's see what as Granty got the pace then. Good teamwork from the Williams once again there. We've already seen in the qualifying sessions here already in this season that about the Williams guys being very good in terms of very good team players, haven't they? And they're showing that very nice indeed in this race. And Granty then seems to have more pace than the Lost Souls team at the moment. And let's see what Granty could do then. And in the next couple of laps or so then. We're about a further way through this race so far. Only one retiree at the moment, which is Fireshot, which was more down to frustration than anything else then. But he is out of the race as well. Jonathan on the medium tires. Farf has got a 3 second penalty. Remember, those 3 second penalties really cost Farf a win there's a Fireshot stuff for session. Cost himself a win, didn't he, last time out in the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. Yellow flag in one then. We got a red ball. A red ball's off the course there. And oh dear, has he damaged the car? Don't think he might be alright then. Just take a look at that end plate. Is that end plate looking a bit thin on the ground? No, it isn't. So Brandon has just got away with that in 17th position as well then. And just coming back to this battle here at the road then. And Lost Souls at the moment is closer to Granty than what Granty is to Pease at the moment. So Granty needs to find his feet, doesn't he? And now we're on board with Exile, and Exile is since it's been overtaken by Farfar, Exile's really picked up the pace, hasn't he, in the Haas? And now Farfar is going to be feeding the Haas there underneath the railway. Then he pulls from up the side there, and Exile is back in front. That's not what Farf wanted to see, is it? He wanted to get his head down and get himself back past Exile as well. Remember, Farf has got had the overtake of the year, didn't he? Around there back in season 2 on our very own Alex Nosey, didn't he? As Farf did as well, which Nosey probably is happy that I mentioned that. Farf is now going back on the inside. He's on the medium tires, on the hard tires. So then he's got to go on the outside into turn 5. That's not going to work, is it? He's going to go up and under. Goodness me, though. Exile's parked beautifully. As Tisha got a 3 second penalty as well, who is down in 14th position at the moment then. And 3.5 seconds gap is now between Cookie and it's a virtual safety car. Gordo is gone, and where has he gone? He's gone at the it's gone just over here, and he's in the middle of the course there. How is that only a virtual safety car? Goodness me. And that's a big smash indeed there for the Alfa Romeo driver. And well, I'm surprised about that. The safety car is I think we were talking about it earlier actually. I can't remember where we were talking about earlier, but goodness me. Yeah, it was the virtual safety cars. The safety cars are very old on this game, aren't they? So Souls is now leading this race. Cookie is coming into the pitch, changed onto those hard tires, and away he goes. And he got held up slightly there, didn't he, by Peace. And Peace is also changing to the hard tires. Well, virtual safety cards ended, so this is going to get very interesting. Then Emerson is now back up into 4th position. Lovely stuff indeed then. And now they're coming out of the pits as well. Peace is going to be behind at the battling Mr. Lee and drop fast. Alan good at all. Granty, look at this. This is going to get very fruitful, isn't it? Farf is now back up the inside, passes Exile, and away he goes. Well, where is he? Oh, there is Exile. He is in the 11th position with Murphy in 12th position as well. Lovely jubbly indeed then. And now then, it's Alhan has really stretched away from Nigel. I'm not sure what's happened in the last couple of laps or so. Well, apart from Alhan stretching his lead at the moment from Nigel then. So now Emerson there has done 10 laps on these medium tyres then. Let's see what he can do. As Nigel's got a 3-second penalty, just going inches wide. Then Emerson that flies through turn 9 as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And that's now just on board then. And Nigel's going to go on the inside. Then Emerson's on the inside. Passes Nigel. And he moves up in the first position. Does he? As Nigel got the purchase. Oh no! Oh my goodness me! I don't thought there was going to be contact there, but no! And Emerson is through in the third position. Nigel down into fourth. Cookie is on the hard tyre as well. And into the pits comes Lost Souls as well. And Lost Souls there has got a lap extra, hasn't he, on those tyres as well. So Alhan is good as Lost Souls has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits there. Alhan leads the Spanish Grand Prix. And Lost Souls has left possession. Lost Souls has left possession. I'm not sure if that's rage or what, but that's a huge moment in this race, I feel. And that is a big shame indeed that Nigel is oh goodness, we look at all these cards. When we've got Mr. Elite, we got Total Peas, there we got Granty, Farf and Exxon and Dan Murphy there are very close together as well. We've got Lost Souls and he's coming out of the pits as well, but I think he's left possession. Lost Souls, hopefully he'll come back in the pits soon, but come back into the race fairly soon. There's Milan there in front as well. Drop Fast coming out in 13th position as well. So a lot of drivers there unfortunately couldn't take advantage under the safety car, could they? And because of that, then they would lose a lot more time then, but there might be a bit of a roll of the dice at this stage of proceedings then, in terms of maybe they might be gambling on the safety car and stuff, and that might help them. That might help them out later on in this race as well. Mr. Elite then might be one of those guys. When we've got Alhan, Emerson, Nigel all haven't pitted yet. Of course, Emerson took a pit stop, didn't he? When he seemed to be able to go out before the lights did. So good sportsmanship there from Emerson, albeit that he probably had no option really. But hats off to Emerson nonetheless as well. But yeah, and those three have not stopped yet. Nor is Mr. Elite. You have Renault team around a good job now. Alhan is in the pits there. He's the racer who's in the pits. So is Emerson as well. Nigel is staying out then, and now we've got Eat the Cookie then, who is almost we got a pit stop window was open there for someone for soft tyres for one stopper. Lovely. Eat the Cookie leads then. Nigel down in second position. Then we've got Total Peas is now also in fresh air as well. He's up in the third position then. Mr. Lee is in fourth, then Granty fifth position, then Far for sixth, and Murphy is now in seventh position as well then. And Farf and Dan have now been released then, so let's see what they can do as well. So Emerson they're showing some very amazing pace once again. Milan in 10th position, Drop Fast in 11th, and Exile just come out of the pits now in a 30th position, and Lost Souls who's not in the race anymore, and Jonathan they're down in 50th position on the medium tyres as well then. As Cookie is now back in the lead then. Here at the Spanish Grand Prix, Nigel, who is the last of the front runners apart from Mr. Elite, not to pit at this stage of proceedings then. So now has just got Grant as well. I think Murphy is also keeping tabs on Far as well. These two have been tied together quite closely, haven't they? Goodness me. Throughout the race so far, Murphy has, and I wonder if it's going to come down to strategy as well. But so far, the man who was knocked out of qualifying one is now in 6th and 7th. Lovely stuff indeed then. And this is going to be very much about a strategy dependent course, isn't it? It's all about the car setup and how the tyres react, isn't it? More than anything else then is Cookie is now starting to really stretch his legs. Now he's done a 17.9 at the moment there, Cookie has, and he's going for another Grand Slam then of his short career in ALR. Good stuff indeed then. Nigel in the pits there for the Mercedes, and he's changing those tyres and he's coming back out now. Mr. Elite there has just come through, and Mr. Elite is also in the pits as well for the Renault team. Renault and Mercedes on a stupendous race so far, and now Mr. Elite is out there as well. But we got the other Renault of Emerson passing Alhan. He is up into 6th position. Emerson is, yes he is, he passes Alhan, and now then now he's got fresh air, and let's see what Emerson can do from this stage onwards. He is now in a net 4th position then, Emerson. It's a good stuff there from Emerson. Great comeback drive after the issues at the start as well, and we've got we've got Droffus just having a couple of getting very interested in the back of Mr. Elite then, and that's going to be a cracking old battle as well, isn't it? On board Twitchy at the moment. Now look at the understeer there on the Alpha Tari. He's done 5 laps more on these hard tires as well. Whilst Exo's trying to get his tires back up to temperature as well. Jonathan in the foreground, in the background as well, in 14th position, having a miserable old race in his 50th Grand Prix. Jonathan is, isn't he, down in 14th position there as we're coming up to half distance of this race now, and we're about half distance now, I would say. And so still anything could happen in league racing in ALR, and it usually does, doesn't it? So do not count anyone out of this stage of proceedings as well. Granty is now really putting the squeeze as he has set the fast on the race. Farf has got a penalty as well. Granty is now really putting the squeeze on Total Peas in the battle for second position there. And this is a very strong race from Granty, isn't it? And possibly even stronger than this race win in Vietnam, possibly. And then now then just on board then with we're on board now with Drop Fast as well, coming over the grid Hatchins to start another lap as well. It wasn't in Vietnam, was it? I think it was in China. Now then is now Mr. Elite then is been passed, and now has got a 3-second penalty as well. Drop Fast is now in the 10th position. He's back in the points then. Good stuff indeed there from the Ferrari driver, and away goes Nigel down battling in opposition. Milan then, who pitted a couple of laps earlier than the Mercedes, is now right smack bang in the middle of both of them as well. And Milan there also showing that he's got pace well, but he had a couple of issues right at the beginning as well. 17 cars are left in this 19 cars to start. Of course, Laggy Racer was involved, but unfortunately he's gone MIA, missing in action. So that's unfortunate for the Red Bull team, isn't it? But Red Bull leading the constructors then. I think that this is going to be a big blow in their constructors battle at the moment. And Lost Souls is also, if Lost Souls only lost Rage rather than lost Connection, that's a big blow for the Williams team as well, isn't it? Really, because they got a good battle this season. I think, remember Granty had a couple of teammates last season, didn't he? But this season they looked very strong, the Williams pairing, didn't they? But unfortunately, Lost Souls is lost at the moment, isn't he? Down in 15th position and not getting any points because he is not in the session at the moment either. Grant to run out straight there. I don't think Milan's going to run out straight on Alhan at the moment. There's Alhan there. He's becoming, of course, his first season in gold, Alhan is, and I've got to say, he's becoming a very consistent driver, isn't he? He's doing a cracking job in gold. Really good stuff indeed, Alhan is. And same with Milan as well. Two men actually making their first season ALR. Good stuff indeed there from Milan and Alhan. Brilliant stuff at Nigel in ninth position at the moment as well. Just taking a quick look up and down the battles as well. And this is a good battle, isn't it? Between XR, Tichy and Jonathan as well for 12th, 13th and 14th. There is no prizes if you finish the race in these positions there, but of course the race could come to any one of these drivers later on in this race, and so do not go anywhere, folks. This one could be a barnstorming finish then, couldn't it? And now then we're on board then with Jonathan as well then, as good for me getting very close to the rear end there of Twitchy, but Twitchy there is of course done 7 laps on those hard tires, and XL's done 2 laps, but seems to cannot get away there from Twitchy at the moment, can he? No, lovely shot there. Of course, I'm loving that shot. Don't really see those shots too much, do they? Look at the look at the understeer XR there. I've had a swapper on, and that is and that might be that. Then as Tichy's got at the inside and passes XR. Jonathan almost went to the back of the Haas as well, as XR almost had a swapper there, didn't he? And I've got to say, very nice to keep out the wall there from XR. Lovely stuff indeed. Then, and of course, Jonathan had a big old mighty smash there, didn't he? And the in qualifying, as Granted there is still behind Pease at the moment. Pease is putting up a very decent fight at the moment. Good stuff then, and back to this battle here, and now Jonathan needs to get by as quickly as possible. He wants to keep up to the back of Tichy, doesn't he? I'm wondering but Jonathan does need to come in the pits sooner or later, because I don't think the medium tires get to the end then. I remember last season Jonathan had a puncture with a couple of laps to go, didn't he, which potentially cost him his race win this time last season, didn't it? I don't think Jonathan is on course for a race win here, as it's XR there again there. Those rear tires are really struggling. They're screaming hot at the back there of XR, and he can't put the power down in that Haas, and so XR just dropping further and further down the field, isn't he, in that Haas there, and that's a shame there for XR, isn't it? And it made Jonathan's life so much easier, didn't it? And Brandon is now gone on the inside there of Captain Infinity, or they tried to, but Captain Infinity repelling the attack very nicely indeed. On board with Brandon now then in the Red Bull, and he's the only Red Bull left in the race, isn't he? And he is down 7th position. Remember, Red Bull are leading the constructors at the start of the day, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here as we finish this race. Murphy and Farr for both in the pits there on the hard tire side, so they're going to probably go to the medium tire side with 13 laps to go until the end of the session ends, end of this race as well then. And Emerson is up 4th, Milan is 5th, Alhan is in 6th, Murphy is in the pits there, and we've got where they're going to come out, and it's Farr it looks like he's had a slower pit stop, hasn't he? So he's behind Murphy, and I think Murphy's going to be very happy with that then. He's going to be out in 10th position, Dan Murphy is as well then, so he's out in front of Farr, and he's also going to be in front of Titch as well, as Jonathan Size pass and moves up into 12th position, and he passes Tichy and Jonathan there on the 17 lap out medium tires, doing a cracking job, isn't he, at the moment? Goodness me. I love it 17 there for Jonathan, but unfortunately that mistake right at the beginning of the race there has really cost him dearly, hasn't it? Back with this battle here, which I gotta say is a tasty old battle, isn't it, between 15th and 16th position, which is Captain Infinity and Brandon at the moment. We'll leave him to it for now because I think that this battle is really starting to hot up with 13 laps to go. Cookie is currently 6 seconds, almost 7 seconds in front of this battle now, and he is now starting to wander away as Granty and the Total Peace there are battling away. Then good stuff indeed. Then as they come over the start finish line, Total Peace is getting very defensive as well. Granty, where's he going to go? He's going to go to the right. Then he's got the inside line. Granty is up in his second position, passes Peace, or does he? Because Peace is back on the inside there. Granty has gone wide, and now Peace repels the attack there. Great driving there from Peace. Really got to say, as cool as a cucumber. Peace is also Pete. This is Peace's first season in ALR as well. And I got to say, he's doing a cracking job as well. A lot of new faces in ALR in terms of the gold season this season. There's some brilliant talent out there, isn't there? Good 17 there, and Pete's doing a cracking job then. Draw Fast is now coming to the back of Nigel as well, as Nigel there is in 7th position moment. But this, I would say, this is Nigel's strongest performance of the season so far. So I'd say he's doing a cracking job out there. Nigel is. Either Cookie's got a 3-second penalty there, and it's Nigel. It's a drop down the order. I didn't see that one coming. So Draw Fast is up into 7th position now and passes Nigel. Apologies, guys, I missed that. Goodness me then. So Draw Fast is now away, and he is cooking on gas, and he's up into 7th position. Draw Fast is. He doesn't need to stop again. Seen a flash of yellow in the background there. Sorry, a flash of pink, I should say. That was Dan Murphy there in the racing point. There he is in the background. He's on the medium tyre, so he is going to be going great guns now in the final stage. So this, as I was saying, it's a good race there for Nigel then, but he's got a queue behind him in terms of Mr. Elite. Then he will have Murphy and Farf, who are on fresher tyres as well, isn't they? Yellow flag in 2 as well, the Red Bull as well. The only Red Bull, Brandon there, just recovering after issues there. And Granty there is really all over the back of Peas, isn't he? And I'm wondering what the pace would be of Granty if he didn't. Murphy's got the centre fast off the right side. Yellow flag in 2 as what's happened? I think it's a Red Bull again, isn't it? Mr. Elite is now back up. It is a Red Bull. I think it's Brandon is out of the race. He's crashed on turn 7 and in between 8 and 9 then. And we got Nigel then, who is now in 9th position as well. Brandon's 7th position. He's out of the race then. And that's a shame now for Brandon, isn't it? Mr. Lee's got past Nigel as well in that flurry as well then. So just waiting for Brandon's car to be pushed off the circuit. It has been pushed off the course. And Brandon's our fourth retiree in the Spanish Grand Prix then. And then there's Draw Fast coming near us as well. Mr. Elite there flying in front of us, and there's Nigel as well. Murphy, the fastest car on track, isn't he? And there he is, and look at how quickly he is bearing down this. Where can Murphy finish in this race? I think that with 10 laps to go, the realistic goal for Murphy possibly is to get 8th position, maybe even 7th for Draw Fast, who is currently in 7th position at this moment in time then as well. Yellow flags there as XR is it looks like it's yellow flag next to XR. I'm not sure if he's recovering or if he's at a or if that's just a fake yellow flag, I don't know. Anyway, there's flying through turn 16 as well then. They're coming up to complete lap 22. Out of 33 then. We're about 2/3 of the way through this race then. And this has been a cracker race, hasn't it? In terms of strategy, it's been very much a thinking man's race. This has been, hasn't it? It's been brilliant, hasn't it? And now then is Draw Fast is now trying to pull away, but he can't pull away at the moment from Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee once again then showing some pace. Can he get some rewards this time there for showing some incredible pace? Well, we'll find out at the end of this race as well, because there's a lot of penalties out there as well. Now Jonathan's 20 laps on those medium tyres. I wonder if Jonathan's trying to get to the end here, because he hasn't pitted now, unless he's trying to get onto a good window where he gets onto the soft tyres and try and see if we can set a fast lap or two at the end of this session. Then there's Tichy is currently 8/10 of a second away on the hard tyres, and he is now in DR's range as well. Granty's in DR's range. He's 5/10 of a second away, 6/10 of a second away. He's losing a lot of time there out of the final turn there, Granty, isn't he? Look at that. I think he's too far back at this stage, isn't he? So I don't think Granty's going to be able to have a good old lunge going into turn 1 then, and they come down to turn 1 as well. Look at this then, he's too far back, isn't he? He needs to be at least 3/10 of a second closer. Farf has got another penalty. These penalties are going to hurt Farf. I don't think Farf's going to get any points at this stage, so I think that's about, has he got 9 seconds worth of penalties? I think so anyway. Well, it feels like I'm only tallying Farf's penalties by looks, but I seem to see Farf's penalties up quite a bit. Now Nigel is in 9th position, and he is dropping back from Mr. Elite now. Farf is in 11th position, but it's Murphy who is the man on the move in 10th position there, and potentially Murphy can get some good old pointage here as well. In the comments as well then, we just got Gordo saying lost the car, as Bailey has just said, are we allowed to reset the track? I don't think so, and I think well, I'm not sure to be honest. I think you are allowed actually. And you? I don't know. Anyway, I probably should know that rule, but there you go. And we've also got Hunter saying, come on, draw fast, currently in 7th for this moment. Lovely stuff indeed then. As Gordo saying he lost the car, and that was the worst race he's had then, and he was very, very difficult indeed. And also we've got Brooke Brother saying, evening Sean, good evening Todd, I hope you're having a lovely day as well. That's better from Granty though, as he has now got DRS wide open there on the car, and he is gaining. Remember the P0 stayed on the outside, but this time Granty is through, but again there, Granty, oh goodness me, I thought they was going to come into contact. They may have rubbed slightly, but Granty there is still on the case there, tall piece there, and is he going to try and go into turn 4? He's adjusting the car there, but there's no way in the turn 4, unless and of course you know what happened between Rosberg and Hamilton, don't you, back in 2016 of course. Granty's been stuck behind a piece for quite a long period of time now. Good stuff from Total Piece. A good defending there, and a very good result from Total Piece as well. I think this will be his best result of his ALR career. It will be. He's on course for at the moment. He's out of 3rd. He's now out of 2nd then. As Tichy going in, on the inside. Jonathan passes Jonathan and moves up. He's got a 3-second penalty though for cutting the corner. And Jonathan there is going to get very interested on the Tichy as well. But Tichy there has got fresher tyres, and away he goes as well. Murphy is still 1.7 seconds back at the moment. Murphy is not gaining as quickly as I thought he would on this train of cars, which is Drop Fast, Nigel, and Mr. Lee as well. And I've got to say, these guys are going at it quite quickly at the moment. I'm surprised that Murphy just didn't catch him to the back of him. Impressive pace. There he is, so he's still gaining, isn't he? He was a little speck there in the background, wasn't he? And now all of a sudden he is just half a second back as well. As Darren is saying, that's great defending there from Pease. He's doing a cracking job, isn't he, Pease? And once again, the straight is, believe it or not, is not long enough, is it, for Granty? And Granty there is has been absolutely pursuing Total Pease there for a number of laps now, hasn't he? And but Pease is not budging, is he? And as I said, this will be his best before. This is Pease's best result. He's staring at the moment with a 2nd position. Lovely stuff indeed there. And you can see then it's still all stalemate in this battle for 7th, 8th and 9th for the moment. And Murphy there, and there he is in the background in 10th position as well then. So who is going to finish where then? And we got Alhan 4 seconds up the road as well. Emerson there. As we got a yellow flag in the background. It's no, I think it was Captain Infinity, wasn't it? Possibly, as he is the last of the runners then in this race at the moment then. So we lost souls out of the race. We've also lost Brandon, Gordo and Fireshot as well. All out of this race, unfortunately. And of course, Liger Racer will get a DNS as well. Of course, he was in qualifying. Unfortunately, though, he didn't take the 2nd race start then. So that's definitely... so that's a Liger Racer also out of the race as well. We got Yes, we've got Brooke Griller saying, yes, he's definitely a very good driver there, and I think that they were talking about Total Pease there. He is definitely the total package at the moment, is he? Doing a cracking job there in 2nd position there. Grant's there once again gaining, but it's just not enough, is it? Believe it or not, that straight, isn't it? And of course, this Spanish Grand Prix is coming into the twilight of this race as well. They drop fast. It's 7th position. Mr. Elite is in 8th position. Nigel in at 9th position as well. He's 7/10 second back. There we've seen Murphy again there flashing in the background. I don't mean flashing literally. I just mean his car. Goodness me, guys. Keep your minds out of the gutter. So now Nigel then is 5/10 a second away from Mr. Lee as well. As a yellow flag in 3. We got Jonathan who's had a problem there. Oh, goodness me, Jonathan. I think that's a puncture, isn't it? And I think it's the same story as last season. It is for Jonathan. He's got a puncture in the McLaren. And unfortunately, Jonathan's 50th Grand Prix is having a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? And he is coming into the pits down in 14th position as well. Then shame for the McLaren driver. Yeah, done. He's out of the race as well then. So a miserable end then to a what started off was a very smashing start to his event, but Jonathan unfortunately out of the race, and that's a shame there. Just like last season in terms of the punch there as well. As we got Ed saying, is that Pease or Van Dijk there? Oh, I love that. We've also got Darren saying at least Granty's getting lots of TV time. He really is, isn't he? It's a yellow flag. It's Jonathan's car there who is just causing a yellow flag on the start finish race as well. Down to 14 cars left in this race as well. Draw fast! It's out of this race then. So what's happened there? And oh goodness me! And then Draw fast is out of this race. What is going on? And I don't know. I think it's in the pit exit. It's in the pit entry. Is it? We're on board. Droffass. Oh goodness me! He is in the wall. Droffass is in the wall. He is out of the Spanish Grand Prix. What a shame for Droffass. He was having a great race up until that point. And oh goodness me! There with 28 laps to go. And oh dear, that's not good at all. Titch is just outside the points now. 11th position there. Exile in 12th position there. We've got yellow flags fluttering all over the course at the moment as well. With Jonathan's car parking up there. And oh goodness gracious me! Then that's an incredible development now, isn't it? Droffass on a strong race in 7th position, and it's come to nothing in the end. It's come to absolutely nothing now for Droffass. What a shame for the Ferrari driver, and he is out of the Spanish Grand Prix, down to 13 cars then in this race as well, as Droffass is discouragingly left the session as well. Grant, he's still 7/10 of a second away at the moment, isn't he? And then we've got Emerson 11 seconds back at the moment, and it's Nigel, and now Murphy is gained up to the back as well. Murphy is now up into 9th position now in this race, and Farf has got a 3-second penalty, another 3-second penalty for Farf as well. And I've got to say, he's good at the penalties, isn't he? Unfortunately, that would be good on FIFA, but I'm not sure if it's good if it's winning a penalty on Formula 1 then. And now Murphy is very much in the same postcode as Nigel, isn't he? Grant, he is less than half a second away from Pease once again, but Pease has been defending absolutely magnificently. I agree with all you guys in the comments there. Pease has been brilliant, hasn't he, in this race? A very strong drive indeed there, and perhaps a contender for driver of the day, hasn't he? Because he's been like a wall, hasn't he? Where Grant, he hasn't been able to navigate himself through. Eat the cookie there. It's on course for his 4th race win of the season, isn't he? And I think that'll be a 6th race win of his career as well for Cookie. Very much and he'll be extending his lead in the Drivers' Championship as well. At this stage, though, Grant will move up to 2nd in the World Drivers' Championship with a strong 3rd position there. And I think Pease also move up to 3rd position in the Drivers' Championship as well, with lights not racing here tonight, unfortunately. As Murphy, we're looking the wrong way because we need to be watching this battle here between Murphy and Nigel as well. And Mr. Lee, who's just in front of us as well. Great stuff indeed then. And as he flies into the middle part, the final part of the course as well. Todd is saying he's a double world champion, and I can say I've raced against him. He's an absolute legend. Grant is yes indeed. Grant, you're not a double world champion. You're not a double world champion for nothing, are you? And Grant is certainly that. He's a very talented driver, isn't he? He's currently 3rd position at the moment there, but Pease is very much on an absolutely extraordinary day, isn't he? Captain Infinity is in the pits, and Murphy is also having a look as well. Captain Infinity just coming out to be lapped in the foreground as well in the Haas, and both Haases are currently running last and second to last in this race at the moment there. Ignore Lost Souls, he is out of the race then, and Captain Infinity getting out of the way quite nicely there. So the yellow flag is for of course it's for the Captain Infinity as well. Lap 30 out of 33 then, and now it's Grant. He is very much climbing all over the rear wing of Pease this time, and I wonder if he's been doing a lot of harvesting on that in that Williamson. Cookie is setting another fast lap of the race, and he's really dominating this Spanish Grand Prix, isn't he? Very much a Lewis Hamilton-esque performance tonight here from Cookie. Really is, isn't he? He's just been in a league of one with Pease doing a cracking job in 2nd position, 3rd position for Granty. Emerson did a great job, but once again having issues at the start there of losing connection in the session there. So I think such a shame for Emerson now. He's being really all these connection issues really hurting Emerson at the start of the season, and I feel we might look back on this at the end of the season and what could have been for Emerson, because he is so quick on this game, isn't he? I would say he's one of the quickest drivers in the league, but he just can't be able to turn to results there with difficulty staying in the session. Really odd issue that is for Emerson then. And now Nigel then is starting to defend the inside, so John Murphy's going to go on the outside as well. Look at that then, very close there, very much centre and Mansell-esque, isn't it, but a bit further down the straight than that, because there's Ballon just over the start for this line, weren't they, centre and Mansell? Well, Nigel and Dan was more into the entry of turn 1 there, but very close there, wasn't it? Goodness me. And as now we're into the twilight of the Spanish Grand Prix once again then, as now Murphy and Nigel are battling. This one has been a bit of a slow burn, hasn't it, this Grand Prix, as Cookie now is really starting to stretch out his lead, isn't he? Setting another fast lap as well. Pease has got a 3-second pole, that might cost him his second position there, as Nigel getting squirrely as well then, out of turn 9, and Nigel's feeling the pinch then, and can Murphy there get past Nigel. The longer he stays behind Nigel, the less likely it's going to get past that man of Mr. Elite then. Mr. Elite is on course for his best result of the season as well. No, I lie. Of course, he got a very good 7th position in the Dutch Grand Prix, didn't he, just over a week ago then. But once again, Mr. Elite is starting to rack up the beautiful points there for Renault. Lovely stuff indeed there. Lap 32 then is Granty is now half a second away once again, and once again Nigel's got to go on the inside then, as Murphy is trying to defend then now, but I feel that this might be a bit futile there for Nigel, because Murphy has passed before he even get to turn 1, and he is through then, and I'm to wait for this now then. He's got 1.2 seconds between himself and Mr. Elite. He's done 11 laps on the medium tyres, and they're coming to the end of their life on those mediums, so Murphy is going to have to really put a bit of a push on here, isn't he, as Nigel is not finished so with Murphy, is he? Nigel wants to get himself back up into 8th position there, which that would also equal Nigel's best performance of the season as well. Of course, he's had an 8th position back at Vietnam, didn't he, in round 3, but at the moment then he's going to get more points there for Nigel, and that's a strong performance as well. Just taking a look back at this as well. We're on the final lap then, the Spanish Grand Prix then, and Eat the Cookie has got almost a 9.5 second lead over Pease in 2nd position then, and go with Grant in 3rd position, Emerson in 4th position in this race at the moment then. I think he'll be quite, I think after the issues at the start then, he'll be, I think he'll have mixed feelings about that. Happy he's going to get some good points, but very unhappy that he's had issues once again now, and it's really difficult indeed then. Anyway, but Eat the Cookie there is on the final tour of the Spanish Grand Prix circuit. He is absolutely dominated from lights to flag here tonight, hasn't he? He only lost the lead when he came in the pits under the virtual safety car, and Cookie then is going for his 4th race win of his season and his 6th race win of his career to make his debut back in France at round 20 of last season. This is round 6 of this season, and he's basically won all but 2 of those rounds, hasn't he? Goodness me then, absolutely incredible stuff for Cookie then. Of course, one of the most dominating drivers we have seen in ALR, probably up there with Jochen and Nigel when he first started in ALR as well. Incredible stuff then. But Cookie is coming through the final turn, and he is going to win his 6th Grand Prix of his career, his 4th Grand Prix of the season as well. Brilliant stuff there from Cookie, and he has extended his lead in the World Drivers' Championship. Pease is coming through in 2nd position then, or does he? No, it's Granty in 2nd position, because Pease had a couple of penalties unfortunately for Pease, because that would have been his best result of his career so far. He is further in the end, but another podium there for Total Pease. Good stuff indeed. Emerson, what could have been in 4th position. He had the pace here today. There's a puncture on Milan, and he's done 22 laps there, and Milan there's got a puncture, but he's just home there. Milan gets 5th position in the end then, and that could have been cruel. No, it's Alhan who's in 5th position. That puncture has cost Milan 5th position in the drivers, and Murphy on the 7th position, and Mr. Elite in 8th. 9th is Nigel. That puncture cost Milan 5th position today, and Alhan is back up in the 5th then. Favre in 10th position as well, and there's a lot of penalties for Favre. I wonder if Tichy might be able to sneak one home here. Well, we'll find out now. Tichy coming through in 11th position, and let's see what the AlphaTauri driver can do. Nope, he's 3 seconds away in the end with XR in 12th position, and that is the in 13th position was Captain Infinity. But the race winner today is this man. It's Eat the Cookie, the race winner for the Spanish Grand Prix. His 6th race win of his career. Driver of the day goes to Dan Murphy, and you cannot say that. You cannot argue that, can you? Really, because Murphy there, who really had a difficult qualifying performance in qualifying one there, got himself into some major points as well. And there he is, and Cookie there on top of the world, the 6th race win of his career, his 4th race win of the season so far, and a very impressive start there for Eat the Cookie then. Brilliant stuff indeed. Grant in 2nd position, Total Pease, a brilliant defensive driving 3rd position as well. Impressive there from Pease. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And there are the 3 Rostrum winners there on top of the podium, on top of the world. And let's take a final look at the classification from the Spanish Grand Prix. Hats off to Emerson and also to, I think it, well, no, and also to Dan Rich for no penalties as well. Final classification from the Spanish Grand Prix. Eat the cookie, 6th career race win from here. It's 4th race win of the season. Granty in 2nd position, then 3rd position, Total P's. A brilliant defensive display here tonight. Someone describing it as Van Dijk in the comments. Brilliant. Emerson in 4th position, Alhan in 5th, Milan in 6th, Murphy 7th. Mr. Elite is 8th, Nigel is 9th, Farf is in 10th position, Tichy outside the points and length, Exile in 12th position, Captain Infinity in 13th, Retirement is Lost Souls, Droffast, Jonathan, Brandon, Gordo, Farshot and Laggy Racer with a DNS then. And that is your final classification from the Spanish Grand Prix. And of course, I have been joined in the rostrum now, well, in the gantry, I should say, our 3 podium winners then, which is brilliant stuff indeed then. And let's start off with the man who's got his 4th race win of the season, his 6th race win of his career as well. Eat the cookie. I gotta say, that looked very controlled out in front there, and you also put in 2 spectacular laps at the end there, an impressive drive.
Yeah, back to winning ways really. I think it helped Young Lights, wasn't it? Emerson obviously having a bit of a weird start, I don't know what happened there, and then getting in front of Pease at the at turn 1 was definitely crucial. Otherwise, I would have been stuck behind him because I think he was a bullet in a straight line by the looks of things. But yeah, good really. Back to winning ways. That's all I wanted.
It was after last week where Lights and you had an absolutely incredible battle. This was a bit more laid back here tonight as well. But how are you feeling for the season so far? Then it's been pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been alright. It's been alright. Unfortunately, not won every race, but you know you can't do that, can you? It'd be unfair. So yeah, I mean I'm on over 100 points now, I think. So happy days.
Brilliant stuff indeed, and congrats on your 6th race win of your career. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Let's come to Granty, who was 2nd today then in the end. Then Granty, you had a fierce battle between yourself and Pease there, and I got to say Pease was absolutely incredible in the straight line and defensive driving there. But how was your race today from your point of view?
Yeah, from start to finish it was really good. I felt like the start was, I don't know, a bit different for others because I was like, I don't know, P5. Everybody had like really good starts, and I thought my lights were different to everybody else's. But anyways, like with Peter now, I thought he did a fantastic job. I couldn't get past him, and then obviously I had penalties, so I just stayed behind him in the end and just stayed in the DRS. That's about all I could do really.
And I got to say, a strong 2nd position today as well then. So how's your feeling so far been in the overall start to the season then after round 6?
Yeah, it's been really good. A lot of tracks are out of the way now. Hopefully I can progress on from in. Well, hopefully try and go for drivers again. If not, just try and get podium every week.
Lovely stuff. Thanks, Grouty. And let's come to Total P's then in 3rd position. And I got to say, Total P's, as I think Ayrton said in the comments there, you was like Van Dijk. You was absolutely defensive wall in there. Brilliant drive today.
Yeah, thank you. I think if I kept that outside on turn 1, it's so hard to get past. That's what I did to Granny a few times. But yeah, he was on my ass pretty much the whole race. Him and Lost Souls, but Lost Souls got unlucky because of the whole VSC pit, and obviously Granny's his teammate. But Granny was on my back for every single lap, and my tyres were just fading. I think they were like 80% by the last lap, so it was all on roads by the end.
And one final question for me. How's your season been so far? I've got to say, you've had a spectacular start to the season. Very much a banging and consistent podiums, consistent point scoring machine at the moment.
Yeah, I think seeming that I started in bronze, I think I've had a good start to the season. I think I've had like 3 podiums this season, which is a good start for the first season in ALR Gold. So, yeah.
Lovely stuff indeed. Thank you very much, guys. And of course, that is your podium winners for the Spanish Grand Prix. Next time Gold is in action, it'll be the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be absolutely all-out chaos, isn't it? But tomorrow night we are returning to the Spanish capital for the silver race, isn't it? 7:30 UK time then. See you there. Goodbye.